what is going on, everybody? Welcome to Giants Sports Talk Live here on this Sunday evening, where we're going to talk a little bit more about Giants baseball. Hey, Glenn, imagine that. Giants Sports Talk Live, and we're going to talk about more Giants baseball. And, of course, baseball in general. I saw your show earlier. Looks like you had a little bit of fun going solo, huh?
Yeah, it was entertaining. Boy, you know what, the chat really brings it. They were really enthralled. They were giving their 2 cents worth. We were talking. I was watching the Grey Cup game, doing the show. I told you before we went on the air, Eric, that the joy you get from winning doesn't equal the pain of losing. Holy crap. 5 years in the championship. We lost 41-24 today. So the Toronto Argonauts are Grey Cup champs. Congrats. Break off. We'll see you next year. All right. I'm entertained already, Eric. Thanks for coming in. We got lots of great things coming up in the show tonight and a big announcement. Ho, ho, ho.
Matter of fact, yeah, I hear the jingling of the bells. I do. I hear them.
He's loading up the sleigh. The jolly old gent loading up the sleigh, Eric.
It's faint. It's faint. But yeah. Anyways, what would the San Francisco Giants rebuild look like? Again, you guys talk to us, man. Would you like to see a rebuild? If there is a rebuild, right? If you think that direction is going to be taken, how do you think this rebuild would transpire? Hey, for me particularly, I don't want the rebuild. That's just me. But I know there might be other people out there that want to talk about it. So why not, man? Why not?
What do you call what is a rebuild? What is a rebuild to Eric Rowe?
Again, there's different ones. You got, and I put it in the description. You got a blow it up rebuild, which means you pretty much sell everything. You got a significant rebuild, which, maybe you're selling off a few pieces. And then you got a quote mini rebuild where maybe you're only trading one or two guys. So again, it's tough because look, as Giants fans, but I guess we got to do this disclaimer every time. Every time we have to do this disclaimer. Farhan Zaidi has soured the milk so bad that it's like,
oh yeah, there's chunks in it.
You want to see the Giants succeed, right? As Giants fans, you want them to see them go out there, compete, put the best field on the team. But because of the way that it was been driven in the ground, how do you fix this? How do you recover from 6 years of Farhan Zaidi? Specifically, let's talk about, if you want to do recency, yeah, we can. Hey, let's talk about the last 3. All right. But yeah, let's talk about it. I don't see it. Me particularly, I don't see it blown up. I think Cryptic Trader, he's out there somewhere. I know he has talked about blowing it up, which is, hey, look, if you feel like that's the direction we need to go, we can. We got people like Senior, who's been advocating trading Webb. He's been advocating trading Webb for quite a while. Specifically the way he's looking at it is trade that one guy and get a young guy in return, such as Kobe Mayo from the Baltimore Orioles. So yeah, and again, if you want to do a significant, maybe you trade Webb, Doval, and I don't know who else, right? Maybe some from your farm, maybe that could be a significant. And of course, blowing it up, we already talked about, but it's a little bit weird because we got some young guys that are already on the roster, right? We already got some youth in there. You got Ramos, you got Fitzgerald. These are, age years, they may not be quote unquote young, but as far as MLB experience, Bailey, Ramos, Fitzgerald, Lee, Harrison, Birdsong. Who else can we put out there? That's about it, right?
You want to include McRae?
Eric Miller, Randy Rodriguez, Sean Jelly.
Yeah.
Landon Roop, Mason Black. There's a bunch of young guys that are already on the roster. So, you could kind of say to a certain extent that a rebuild has already occurred, right? And maybe the Giants just need to just add a few more pieces to make this roster competitive. And there's different ways they could go about it. But Steven, we'll get into that a little bit later. We'll finish this.
Hey, George is coming into our show tonight for a change. That's good to see him over here. And he brings up the name Casey Schmidt. What are you thinking, Eric?
Thank you.
You haven't mentioned
That's another one. Oh, Casey, I don't know, man.
Does he fit?
He might. I mean, look.
I mean, if we get Kim, all of a sudden you're starting to, we've been talking about, I know it's a long shot, but why not? We'll throw it out there. Vladdy Guerrero. Then you've got Kim, who's in serious. That's a serious buzz around Giant World. So all of a sudden, how many infielders are we going to have on the roster, Eric? I mean, Schmidt he might be looking in. He might be looking on the outside, man.
George says he could play second base. Absolutely. He could play. As a matter of fact, he played second base last year. He could play shortstop. He could play third base. What's up, Instant? So yeah, I mean, he could be a factor too. We'll see, man. We know his glove can play. What is up, Greg?
Yeah. I think Gary Carter was a better third baseman than Schmidt will be a second baseman. What do you think?
Again, have you seen enough? He only played a few innings at second base last year, so it's not like. But the guy's got an arm, dude. He's got a freaking rocket of an arm, and he could pick it. So he's got the ability. I think
you got Fitzy. What are you going to?
You have to. No, hold on.
I think if some of these moves get made, guys, you're looking at. I mean, we're going to have an influx of infield position guys, and there's going to be moves had to be made, Eric. And that's why I said during our earlier shows that now that we got Buster in there, Buster can't be friends with everybody. Buster can't be friends. It's business, man. You got to sit down these guys.
It's going to be tough.
We're old buddies. We're old pals, but I got to let you go. Let
me get back to that because with Schmidt, the thing that he has to work on is going to have to be his bat, of course. Now, towards the end of the season, I started liking to see what he was laying off those pitches down and away because Fitzgerald, that's funny because Fitzgerald wasn't necessarily chasing that pitch when he was hot. Towards the end of the season, Fitzgerald kind of got cool and he started chasing those pitches that Schmidt was chasing, but then he made that correction towards the end of the season. So again, there's potential there, right? But we don't know. Only time can tell. Now, going back to what you were talking about with Buster Posey and being buddy, remember, Buster Posey played with a lot of these guys. Yeah. It's not easy. I'm gonna tell you something right now. Let me give you an example. For those of you who've ever served in the military, and you make that jump you're always enlisted, but when you make that jump to an NCO, non-commissioned officer, you're taking on a much bigger responsibility, right? You can't be buddy with your fellow soldier, airman, Marine, sailor. You can't, even though you're best buddies with these guys, coming up the same time. But once you become an NCO, unfortunately, those quote unquote friendships gotta, now off duty a little bit different, but on duty it's different. It's different. You got to be able to treat these guys differently than when you guys were equals. Now, Buster Posey is kind of in the same situation. The guy was a player, played with some of these guys. He has a relationship, quote unquote, as a player. Now he's been an owner for a while, so there is that. But so that's going to be something for him to fight through when you're a president of baseball operations, because you do have to make hard decisions, business decisions, decisions on whether or not you keep a guy or trade a guy or play a guy or bench a guy, whatever it may be. So it's not going to be easy. And he's going to have to do the best he can. Now, I think he realizes what needs to be done. I think he's going to make those decisions. Look, because we talked about that. What is Buster Posey? He's a damn leader, man. And he will make the right decisions. But we'll see how this works out. Now, again, this rebuild is going to look, now, is this predicated on what the Giants do as far as the budget is concerned? It could. Look, you still can spend money and commence with a rebuild. That is a possibility, right? You could go out there, you could trade some guys, but you also could go hit the free agent market as well. And it's going to be interesting to see how this plays out. Again, we just do not know what Greg Johnson and Buster Posey have in store for the San Francisco Giants in the future, 2025 and beyond. But is there anyone out there, guys? Is there anyone out there other than Senior who's talking about it that would want to do a rebuild? And if there is, and if you guys want to rebuild, who are the players you want to involve? We got out there. We got Logan Webb out there. Is there anyone else out there that you guys would want to trade as part of a rebuild? You have any ideas there, Glenn? Who would you trade? I think you're kind of on that whole trading Webb type of scenario, aren't you?
Seniors won me over. I'm starting to think that you could have got stuff that you could have used if we had it's not what we could trade. I believe it's also what we didn't trade.
Yeah, well, we can't go back.
I talked about it earlier today. The old Snell move that wasn't made at the trade deadline. I think
and there is Snell news.
When I say a move, the fact you didn't make a move, that can haunt a team, man. You had an opportunity right there.
It could.
You had a big opportunity to pick up somebody. Or at worst case, they could have went in on a lot. 3, 4 big prospects that give us a little more momentum than what we have as far as our prospects. Somebody mentioned in the chat a few minutes ago about moving on from guys like Matos, like a lot of our projects, we'll call them. But Eric, I said to you in a show the other night, you also got to take into consideration, you can't look at a team going healthy an entire season. So the fact you want to move on from all of these, prospects, guys you've been shuttling back and forth, still got to have some of these guys down in Sacramento that you can call up, Eric, because you're not going to go healthy the entire season.
True.
So
that's absolutely
the reasoning
true.
that we just got to trade them all. You got to have somebody, Eric. Can't have a
and here
team down in the minor leagues that are prospects that aren't ready whatsoever to play.
Is there anybody on the 26 man that you would trade? Not let's not talk about the depth of the 40. Let's talk about the current 26 man. Other than Webb, would you trade anyone else?
Well, I'm not trading Wilmer.
I don't think you can trade him. I'm
just
saying.
Set that up for me. Webb,
oh, man.
I don't know. I think Webb is, you're the one, Eric. Seniors got me leaning toward trade him. You're the guy also. You're leading me down that path because you come in all the time and say, we're not going to compete. You don't even think. You're hoping, but you don't think you're going to see our new first baseman there next season on opening day. So really, what is Webb? How long do we hold on to Webb before we move him? Because he clearly, do you think he's going to be a big piece of our, championship run in like 2028, 2029? I say no, time to move on.
Okay, let's talk about this.
I think the preparation
since we're talking about Webb
for a winning team, and I don't think he's about Webb.
What is up, New York King 99? I saw you in the chat earlier. Welcome to the chat. I appreciate your comments that you're making here in the chat. Appreciate it. Welcome to the fraternity. It says, I think your players like Ramos and Matos are great players. You need to trade Yaz, Wade, maybe trade Duvall. Hey, I'll tell you what, we're going to get into it. But first and foremost, let's talk about Webb.
Let me add one more thing before you get into Webb, Eric. And that is also the fact that I have said before, and I'm going to reiterate again, that we're going to wake up one of these mornings. Do not underestimate the team trading guys. We make our list, say top 5 guys they won't trade. To get better, you're going to have to trade talent for talent.
True.
We saw that back in the day. Guys like Jeff Kent became a San Francisco Giant. You had to make some big moves. You had to trade good players. I'm just saying that the guys you expect us to keep may not be the guys who are going to be around.
You don't know, man. Again, you just don't know.
And we don't know what kind of mood Buster Posey is going to be in over the offseason. He may surprise us, guys.
Here's the thing, too. Look, when you're talking about a rebuild, you're also talking about doing a lot of trades. That's going to look. It's not just about DFAing people. You're talking about getting some significant trades. Now let's go to Webb. He's currently 27 years old. Glenn, are you telling me that, say, in 3 years, when Webb is only 30 years old, that he's not going to be a good pitcher? Do you see what I'm saying? He still could be part of, when you do the rebuild, he could still be part of the rotation that will win you some damn games and keep you in it, man.
I still think you got to treat Webb in a situation like, if you got a guy who's on a red hot run, trade him while you got. Do you think when he's 30, 31, 32, Eric, we're going to get like a platitude of players that, oh my God, look what the haul we're getting. Trade now. Look to the future.
I'm not talking about, look, when I say we're holding on to him, I'm not talking about trading him in the future. All I'm saying is he's not a hard thrower, right?
Thank you.
He is a movement guy, right? That's what he is. He is a movement guy. Okay, he's gonna be 28. He's gonna be he comes at you with 92, 93, with a lot of movement, both on his changeup, on his two-seamer, and on his slider. Right? Very rarely will he rev it up to like 94, 95 and throw a four-seam past you. He doesn't do that. He's a guy that's finesse. Usually finesse guys will last a little bit longer because you're not blowing out your shoulder, your arm, whatever it may be. And the thing I like about him, he's built like a starting pitcher, right? So you're going to get value from him. Now, it all depends. What is the timeline for the San Francisco Giants? If you're talking about winning in 2 or 3 years, he should be part of that. Right? That's all I'm saying. That he should be part of it. Yes, I understand. You want to trade for someone, but I get a little bit leery, right? And this is just me. I love prospects, right?
Right.
I love prospects, especially at the trade deadline. I don't mind getting prospects, right? But when you're putting together a roster for the off season, you're looking for MLB talent for the 26 man, right? You're looking for the 26 man. Again, is it nice to trade for those prospects? You just don't know what you're going to get back. You don't. I mean, we could talk about Eldridge all day long. We used to talk about the other prospects. Again, you until they do it at the MLB level, we just don't know. We need 1 through 9 MLB talent. Okay. Again, we got some youth already in there. Let's get some guys who are going to solidify that lineup. That's what I'm trying to say. Now, can you do that by trading people other than Webb? There is a possibility that it can be done. But again, that's enough with Webb. Look, you could trade him and you probably could get a nice piece back. No doubt about it. I'm not denying that fact. You could get a good piece for Logan Webb. Again, that's a route you could take. You got Doval. I know a lot of people have talked about Doval. You probably could trade Doval, right? Now, would that be part of a package, or do you trade him straight up? I don't know. What is his value? I don't honestly. I couldn't tell you. The guy has some great stuff, but he may have some other issues. But we don't know. I'm not going to speculate. But from what we saw on the mound last year, he definitely has a composure. The way he comports himself on the mound, right? That's all we could go by. The way he comports himself on the mound, it just doesn't look like he was into the game. He was kind of just going through the motions. That's what it's felt like. So could you get something? Maybe.
You and I have differences on this very topic, Eric, and I know it's the same with the guys in the chat. I'm on Senior and I are sailing that ship down the same shipping lane, man, because I will agree only to the effect that he eats innings. He eats innings. Eric, he's not an 18-6 pitcher. He's barely a 500 pitcher. Man, Eric, quite simply, I don't think he's as good as everybody says. And I've always claimed he is not an ace. He is not an ace.
I want to say
if he was to get dealt to a very good team, somebody who's like in it to win it next year.
Okay.
He's not your number one. He's not your number one pitcher.
Glenn, you did something. You did something. You're perking my ears, man. You hit a pet peeve of mine.
Uh-oh.
And you know what it is. What's the pet peeve? What was the pet peeve?
You want the big bat.
No. You talked about a pitcher who's being 500. A pitcher's win-loss means zero. Has nothing to do with it. Is there times that a starting pitcher can lose a game? Absolutely. But you have to have a team, right? You have to have a team that wins the game for you. I just don't value the win-loss. I don't. I'll value ERA.
I'll give you that.
Right? I'll value ERA. I'll value, strikeouts and walks and, how many times you Again, that's a walk percentage and strikeout percentage and fly ball rate, ground ball rate. Those are all important, right? But when you start talking about wins, losses, that means nothing to me. Yeah, more cat in the new. More cat in the new.
Senior. I was just about to ask him to do that. Senior, our guys in the chat have a request.
Okay. Ooh,
bring up those stats again. We've already looked at them.
Who should we compare him with? Do you want to compare him with somebody?
I don't want to compare him to anybody right now. I want to look at those stats, and I'm going to tear them apart, and I'm going to tell you why we should trade him.
Okay. Okay, tell me. Okay, give me a pitcher that you do like. Or we'll just bring up his stats. What do you want to do?
Any pitcher?
There we go.
Or a pitcher I'd trade for? How do you want to look at this, Eric?
Let's see. How about you want to compare? Let's compare them. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. This will be a good one, guys. Man, you're already starting me off already doing this stuff.
You want to compare him to an ace? All right. The Yankees. With the Yankees.
Let's go last 3 seasons. You want to do that? Is that fair?
Sure. Because he hasn't been.
Okay. No, that's good. We'll go last 3 seasons.
This portion of the broadcast dead air brought to you by bettercreditcards.com. As well as Duckswell Printing.
Come on. You got to help me, Glenn. I'm doing this. You got to help me.
You do that on the fly. I'll give the sponsors. BetterCreditCards.com, Duckswell Printing, Lefties, Genesis Gold, IRA.com, and Signatures for Soldiers. Don't forget, guys, coming up later on in the show after all this, after I teach Eric a few things about who to trade, who not to trade, we have got a big announcement coming up. Hope you'll stick around. We're going to have a whole lot of fun in the coming, so stick around.
Big announcement. Here we go.
I think it's big. I mean, it's not. It's not
huge.
Huge. It's big.
Here we go.
Big. Here we go. 2
pitchers. Who are they? Well, we know who they are, but which one's which? So on the left, you got a 14 WAR. Okay. 98 games, 97 games. There. Look at that. Innings pitched almost right there. Win-loss. Who cares? ERA 3.22, 3.08. Not too bad. ERA plus. Both of them above average. 124, 131. Strikeouts. Guy on the right's got a little bit more. K percentage, again, guy on the right has more strikeouts. Look at the walks. Guy on the right has a little bit less control. The guy on the left has a little bit more control. Which one is Webb?
Which one is Webb? Where's our win-loss? 39 and 32, 37.
I don't care about win-loss. Don't look at that. It doesn't mean nothing. Win-loss means absolutely nothing. And plus, they're pretty damn similar.
Oh, my. All right. I don't know who's in the right-hand column, but I know Webb is in. So we got Webb in the left.
Yes.
Who's in the right?
And the right. Would you consider this guy an ace?
No.
Corbin Burns isn't an ace?
I don't know what all the
Get out of here. Come on, man.
Would I trade him?
Come. Get out of here. Corbin Burns isn't an ace.
Well, he's an ace. He's not who I want. He's not who I wanted. I thought we're talking. Are we still talking? Are you talking trading Webb for Burns? Or are you just.
No. Burns is a free agent. Burns is a free agent. Come on, man. Come on.
I'd rather have Burns than Webb.
Come on. But they're both good. They're both pretty damn good.
Dude, you could. I don't care what kind of I don't care what you do. What you say. Merry freaking Christmas to you. I want to move on from Webb. I'm not a fan.
But why? The numbers are very similar to Corbin.
Because every freaking time I sit in Oracle Park and watch him, I'm thinking, oh my God. He may be innings.
What, Sandy Koufax? We can't get you. Come on.
If he was able to pitch, I'd take him.
Look, tell me, if the Giants let's say the Giants get Corbin Burns and free agents, right? We'll just use that. If you have a Webb and Burns and a Ray Birdsong, and maybe you get another pitcher. Who knows? That's a decent freaking starting rotation, man. That's going to win you some games. Let's not forget Logan Webb last year was snake bitten a lot because the lineup didn't produce.
I don't care. Get rid of Webb and get some bat. If you can get a,
I guarantee you,
get a bat. Get a bat. Why? Why, senior? Because the Dodgers won the World Series. They didn't even have a 20-game winner this year. It doesn't matter. This is no longer a pitching league. Major League Baseball is no longer pitching dominated, Eric. You've got to have hitting.
Look, the Dodgers are an aberration. The Dodgers are an aberration, right? The Dodgers are an aberration because you got freaking Shohei Ohtani, Mookie Betts, and freaking Freddie Freeman. That's the reason why. That's the only reason why.
Right. So go out and get me some bats, Eric. But if it means get rid of Webb, get rid of him.
Not every team could do that, though.
I ain't getting a Christmas card from Webb, I'm sure. But
look at this. I guarantee you, if Logan Webb had run support and had a lot more wins, you wouldn't be saying this. I'm telling you. That's the problem. The Giants, they need both. They need a starting pitcher, and they need to, as I said, solidify that middle of the order. Now,
yes, and if we got to get bats, we're going to have to move somebody. He is the prime piece to move, Eric.
Okay, and you know what? I agree with you. He would be a perfect piece to move if you want to go that route. Again, we're talking about whether or not the Giants would have a rebuild, and if they do, what type of rebuild would it look like? So there you go. Yes, is Webb valuable? Yes, he is. 100% he's valuable. But that means the Giants still got to find another piece for that starting rotation. Are you just going to bring up Wisenhunt and make it all just youth all the way through? Is that what you do?
To keep with the theme of the show tonight, I think Webb is more valuable for us to move than for us to keep. And in the early edition, our Sunday afternoon exclusive, I also mentioned that Roki Sasaki's name is being floated around out there as a possible Giant.
We'll see.
You want to get Burns? What have we got? Burns, Sasaki.
Oh,
what if we brought back Snell, Eric? Do we really listen? At that point, did we need a number 2 pitcher like Webb? No.
Okay. Hey, do this. You know what people want too? You know what else people want? You know what else people would want is a young, controllable pitcher as well. So if you do, you know what? If you get Sasaki and you keep Webb, and you sign a Snell or a Burns, Architect, what is up, dude? Good to see you. And then you trade a Harrison. Say you trade.
I'm open to that.
Maybe even Wisenhunt. You can, and that gets your bat. So now you got the pitching. Now you can get the bat. That is again. Is that a rebuild? No, that's not a rebuild. That's something totally different. That is just working some trades in the offseason. That's not a quote unquote rebuild, right? To be honest with you, is trading Doval. Okay, let's get off the Web. Let's get off the Web. We understand.
Oh, I knew you'd want to get off the Web. See, I told you guys. He knows what he's beating. All right.
Because we know he's valuable and he could be a piece. We understand. We all understand that. That could be a piece that's part of a rebuild. Who else? Who else would you try to trade for the San Francisco Giants as far as a rebuild? And it's going to have to come from the 26 man.
So the pitching, you said you'd move on from Harrison.
Hold on. Let's get away from that. That's because that's a little bit different.
No, but who else did you mention? Harrison?
Wisenhunt.
Okay, Wisenhunt. The only problem I've got with dealing Wisenhunt at this time is, Eric, I'm a little leery about trading guys that I haven't seen pitch. What if we trade him and he goes 22-0? Dude, we haven't seen him pitch.
I know.
I'd like to see him spin his craft.
But if you're getting Sasaki, you could spare.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
That's what I was trying to
point taken. Fair point.
Okay. So who else on the 26 man could the Giants literally trade? Can you trade Ramos? You ain't trading Ramos. You're not trading Lee. You could trade Yaz.
Yes.
You could trade Yaz. Okay. Hey, Seuss, look at that.
I think when you...
Okay. You could trade... Okay, you could trade Rogers. Taylor Rogers.
Yeah, but the problem is, Jesus and Eric, Yastrzemski and Rogers ain't getting you a quality hitter. He's going to get you like a number 7.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Hitter.
And then this is what I'm talking about.
Again, it's the guys in our chat is it a giant thing? No. Don't overvalue what we're trading here.
I don't think they're doing. I think everyone understands if you trade. Look, Jesus, you understand that, right? If you traded Yaz and Rogers, you're not getting some superstar. You're
right. So don't say trade a Wilmer or a Lamont Wade Jr. Okay, that's all we're going to get back for those kind of guys.
Well, Yastrzemski and Rogers, they're going to get you back a prospect. They're not getting you back MLB quality type of a player, right? Not at this point. So again, you're just kind of you're kind of clearing off the 40 man for the
simple fact of clearing those guys out. Deadwood.
Right. Okay. Wade is another one, right? Wade is another one that could be traded, right? Fitzgerald, he's not getting. Tyro Estrada may be a guy they trade. That may be possible. Remember, they put him on waivers last year, but no one claimed him.
I don't think he's a factor at all, Eric. I think he's
again. He might be part of a package, though. That's what I'm saying. He might be part of a quote unquote package.
Jesus, nobody wanted to pick him up when they could have had him for next to nothing, Eric. I don't think anybody's going to take him in a trade.
Morcatna talks about Beck and Wynn. Hell of this, hell of that. Talks about Luciano again because they're all on the 40 man. So I guess but there's no one on it. Well, I'm going 26 man. I guess is Luciano on the 26? He might be. I think he's just on the 40. I don't think he's on the 26.
No disrespect, Eric. I think the approach we got to take in this whole thing is kind of do a reverse. Remember the other night you were talking about who are those teams that the Giants can, we compete with? And I'm like, Jesus, we should be talking with the teams we're looking over. We're down with the Colorados of the world. Maybe that's what we should be doing, talking about some of these trades. We should be talking about some of these players, Eric.
I forgot. Estrada's a free agent. Never mind. So he's not even part of this. He's not.
I think he's just.
I totally forgot. That's right. Last year was his last year. Rick Brown. Thank you, sir, for that.
I don't think you should be talking about the players on, and I know you touched on it earlier. The players we will trade from the roster. It's the players we will keep.
Okay, so would you even say that's
a lot? Look, Eric, there's only three or four guys, Eric. Jung-Hoo wouldn't trade him. Ramos wouldn't trade him. There are other factors. They're not going to trade Chapman. That just won't happen. But as far as the young guys and the roster as it stands right now, Eric, I think there are more guys you could move than you keep.
All right, let's take a look at this.
You agree? Disagree? That's why I keep saying, don't be surprised. If you want to get better, Eric, you got to deal somebody. There's going to be guys on our roster that teams will trade for. You might not want to give them up. The Giants may have
would that be considered a rebuild, or are you just clearing off the 40? I mean, I guess it's kind of both, sort of. Okay, here you go. 40 man. Beck could be one of your long men, right? Birdsong. Bivens. He's another long man kind of guy, but could you get Mason Black, potential starter. Doval, potential closer. Kyle Harrison, potential starter. Jordan Hicks should be in the pin. Jelly. Mm-hmm. Trevor McDonald. I think we saw him
a little bit of a glimpse.
Year, right? Mm-hmm. Eric Miller is fantastic. Hold on to that guy. Robbie Ray, we're stuck with him for at least this year, right? No, for the next 2 years, I should say. Randy Rodriguez, we like.
I liked him out of the pen.
Taylor Rogers, again, it's another lefty. You need a lefty to come out of the pen again, but he could be a trade piece. You got Tyler, who's still under last year of arbitration, so they're going to keep him. Landon Roop has shown potential. Ethan Small, don't know, to be honest with you.
Kai Wei Tang's not a factor.
I don't even know why he's on the 40 man.
I've seen him. He's not a factor, Eric. Nice guy, good kid. Spent an hour talking to him in San Diego. He's not a factor.
Our closer, Austin Warren. I think we've seen him a couple of times. Logan Webb, Keaton Wynn.
Scroll back up for a second, would you, Eric?
A lot of pitchers. Well, who do you need?
No, slowly scroll down. I'm going to pick two. Let me pick two pitchers. I'd say I ain't trading. I would say I wouldn't. No way. You can't have Miller.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of them there. And Miller and Walker are I'm locking them down. What do you think? Those are two keepers.
Well, you're going to have a lot more than that. I mean, you got.
I'm just
for trading.
Saying, no, you can't have. I'm like those are foundations.
Birdsong. I ain't moving off Birdsong.
Or bull. Yeah, but I'm talking about the bullpen. I just said that those two would be my can't have them. But there's a lot of pieces there, even in the starters, Eric, that if you wanted to work out a deal, hey, we could talk
This guy, man.
Oh, the guys were asking in the chat earlier today when I did the 5 o'clock show. They were asking about your love affair with Tom Murphy.
Matt Chapman, we're keeping. Fitzgerald, we're keeping. Flores could be gone. Luciano could be traded. Casey Schmidt may be traded. You never know. David VR, honestly, with Chapman locked up, Schmidt's ahead of VR. I don't.
If I was Eric, if I was a team like the Toronto Blue Jays, I think VR could be a nice fit for some team.
Okay, maybe.
The guy's proven at the major league level he can hit, and he's hit some bombs.
He's hit bombs, but he's not really proven it. He proves it in AAA. He's not proven it at the MLB.
I think he would be a great project for a team. I
could be.
If I was working on a deal and I was looking for little pieces you to throw in the deal, I'd want a VR.
See, there's some pieces here in the infield that could be moved. Luciano, Schmidt, maybe, VR, Wade, Wisely.
Jesus, that's
from here down, right here.
Eric, that's a lot of infield.
Right? I know. Well, there's Flores.
Look at that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Holy cow. I would trade anybody who wears it. Listen, Eric, I don't care who you are. If you wear number 0, I'm trading you. What kind of number is that?
Whatever.
I just, that dispels everything I like about baseball. Wearing a number.
There's Encarnacion.
See a guy wears 0.
He's got
yes, keep. I like his bat.
Jung-Hoo Lee. He's
love his bat.
Matos, again, he could be a good trade piece, but he would also be nice to hold on. McRae needs more time in the minors. Meckler, I don't know. To be honest with you, the guy had a lot of injuries last year.
Ramos,
but he has shown it. Ramos, you're keeping. Yastrzemski, you can move on from because he's out of it. So
guys are talking today. Look. Guys in the chat earlier today, my show earlier, Grant McRae, I said the only I want him in the minors, but if for whatever reason the Giants want him up, he's my late inning defensive, put him out in right field, maybe run down a ball, or you need a pinch runner late in the game. I don't see him with the value other than that.
You can't do that to a young player. You cannot put a young player on the bench for the entire game. You can't. All you're doing is you're killing. He's not getting his at-bats. He's not going to be able to develop, and he's just rotting away.
I agree. I agree. All I'm saying is I don't want to see him in the lineup. I want him up. He should be an 8th inning bench player. I look down the bench, say I need a pinch runner, or I need somebody. Listen, it's a tight ball game. We're going to the bottom of the 9th. I don't have a problem putting him out in right field. He's got wheels, Eric. I'll let him run down a ball. I'd rather him actually in a late game, Eric. Chips are down. I'd rather him playing 9th inning out in right field than Yaz.
Wow.
I
just don't like his bat, man. At least.
And how old is Yastrzemski?
34, I think.
Jesus, time to move on, Eric.
Well, this is his last year of arbitration, so I don't know. We'll again. If the Giants want to make some room.
Oh, come on, Greg. Greg never ceases to amaze me, Eric.
What's that?
He never ceases to amaze me. He's going to work on his hitting, and he'll be an all-star.
Could be.
I don't see it, man.
He could be. There is potential there.
I'm going to call Matt Stairs tomorrow. He knows a lot about hitting. I'm going to ask him if a guy who strikes out 46% of the time can become an all-star. See what he says. I'll just throw it.
Look.
He strikes out 1 out of every 2 times he's at bat. That's a lot of work you got to put in the cage, Eric.
Look, there's a lot of guys who have that. Look at some of these guys who are going to get some 9 figures this year in the offseason who strike out a shit ton. Come on.
Who's a 5-tool athlete? McRae? Well, first of all, the first tool is he can't hit. So
he can run, he can field, he's got power, but he can't hit.
He can't hit. He's going to bat you. He'll bat you 210, Eric.
He can hit for power. He can field the ball. He can run the bases. Right.
So he's a 4-tool player, but he doesn't have the most important tool, hitting. I'm just not. Eric, I like things I saw from him. There were games this year when he 2 or 3 bombs in a game, Eric. He surprised me. Great.
Croquet,
but if he's your everyday player, that's tragic.
He says, I hate to say it, but if you could get a fairly good bat for Yaz, can you though? Again, you're not going to get an MLB player. You're going to get a prospect.
You're going to get a minor leaguer. You're going to get a minor leaguer for minor leaguer, and that's all he's been. Remember, he was Yastrzemski.
No, he's had a little bit of success at the MLB, though. He has had some success.
Yes, but he was a minor leaguer we brought in, Eric, from Baltimore, and turned him into a major league player.
Yeah.
And I've always said that, I mean, that's just the way that the Giants are. Who's your right fielder? Yastrzemski. Oh, yeah, he was that Orioles minor leaguer. Yeah. Yeah. And Eric, let's not kid ourselves. Again, don't paint these guys with a wider brush. What did he bat in the first 3 months of the year last year?
Not good.
097 or 197? 190?
Yeah, he didn't.
And every month.
He didn't get past 200 until more than halfway into the season.
And every month the manager says, got to give him a little time to get going. I go, well, that was what you said 2 months ago. And a month ago, they just kept like, Jesus, he was our worst hitter at one point.
JB, you are correct, sir. Rather pay less than $1 million for McRae than more than $10 million for Yaz. That is a good point.
Yeah,
that's a good point.
I agree. Opens up some room.
It does. But I think Matos is way ahead of McRae. Way ahead. Matos is a more professional hitter than McRae at this particular time. It would be Matos's job to lose in that outfield.
I don't think so. Abraham, I'm open to all offers, quite frankly.
But here's the deal, guys. Let's get back.
We're not going to get a big haul.
We're talking about guys that we can let go. Is that would you okay? Let me ask you: is that really a rebuild, or is that just say let's clean up this 40-man type of situation? Because you're not really who are we talking about? That's an everyday player that you're talking about moving on from. Yaz, even though he was more of a platoon player, right? We're talking about Wade. And we're talking about Webb. And that's it, right?
We're not talking about Flores.
Doval, I guess, okay, there's 4 players there, right? Now, getting rid of those 4 players, if you got rid of those four players, would you consider that a rebuild? Was Wade really okay, let's answer this question. Was Wade going to be the first baseman of the future for the San Francisco Giants?
Nope.
Was Yaz going to be the everyday right fielder for the San Francisco Giants?
Let's just hope not.
No. Was Doval going to be the closer? Yes, that was the intention. He was supposed to be, for all intents and purposes, he was supposed to be the San Francisco Giants closing pitcher. So yes, he is valuable. Webb is a starting pitcher. Yes. That guy.
I agree. Abraham, I totally agree. It's what I'm stressing. If we won 80 games last year, how many players are untouchable on an 80-win team, Eric?
I get it. But what I'm asking is, if you trade these guys, are you still going to be an 80-win team? That's yeah, you probably are, right? Because what you're trading for, you're not getting MLB talent back.
No, I keep saying lateral.
Again, you're talking about getting prospects who may or may not make it. So you're talking about 2025, 2026, maybe even 2027 being kind of shitty. Not kind of. It's going to be shitty after already having 3 of these last years that were, I wouldn't say shitty, but boy, it smelled pretty bad.
I don't think the key in this whole discussion, Eric, is to be trading players to necessarily get better right away. It's to kill and drop down that payroll.
Senior, he's fine with that.
Get rid of the deadwood.
Again, for me, I'm just a little bit leery. I to be honest with you, how about when the Giants were cooking, did they how many was Lincecum, Mad Bum, Kane, Pablo, Crawford, Belt? Who else did we put out there? Maybe Romo. We'll just stick with those guys. How many of those guys did the Giants trade for in the minor leagues, or did they draft them? Did the Giants draft those players? Did they draft Lincecum? Did they draft Bumgarner? Did they draft Kane? Did they draft Pablo? Did they draft Belt? Did they draft Crawford? Or did they get them because of a trade? So again, they drafted them. So maybe that's where the focus needs to be on how the Giants draft rather than trading for someone else's draft picks. Just saying, does it mean that they're going to fail? No. Does it mean they're going to succeed? No. I'm just saying the Giants, they had a system in place that could identify a talent, and they did a damn good job doing it.
We're not quite an hour into the show.
When you're drafting someone else's draft pick, you may not have that same information. Just say, again, in this day and age, maybe it's mute. Because
Eric, we're not quite an hour into the show, so I want you to go and answer this one. You take this one. Now, Greg wants to know, the issue with trading, it all depends on who you get in return. And I keep asking, I implore upon you guys, do you think that anything we trade, basically anything, is going to get us a haul? No,
it's not. It's just you're just
lateral at best. So you want to lower the payroll.
All you're doing is you're clearing up the 40, and you're getting some prospects that you hope may or may not.
Put them in the minors, see what happens.
Honestly, and all of that, the only guy who's going to get you something really good is probably going to be Webb, maybe Doval. Webb and Doval are the only two guys who are going to get you something. Now, if you package together some young guys, maybe you can start cooking something. Again, young, controllable players have a shit ton of value, man. A shit ton.
That's why a team like the LA Dodgers, you know those teams that have the great farm systems, Eric? That's why they're able to trade, man. Because they've drafted good play. They can keep rolling along, making deals. How many players the Dodgers draft, develop, end up being stars elsewhere, and they're moved in deals? Just in the last couple of years, in fact.
Mm-hmm.
That's an important part. I know we don't look at it every day when we watch the ball game on TV or listen on the radio, but you got to factor in the importance of the minor league system, Eric.
Yeah, well, you do. You have to. Cedar goes, well, oh no, he's talking to Mike. My bad. You're talking to him.
Oh, there's a lot of in talking there, Eric. We're trying to keep track of who's talking to who and who's talking to us. That's good, though. Awesome. I like to see the guys, they're incorporating their chat amongst themselves, too. It's nice to see.
So it's, again, guys, it's going to, so is that, do the Giants even have enough to do a rebuild? Oh, really? I mean, I guess you really can't. Quote, there's really nothing to blow up. I mean, because what does the Giants really have? I mean, you're not going to be able to trade Chapman. That ain't happening.
An 80-win team, and you realize, what did we win, Eric? Like 8 of 10 down the stretch? We were like a 75-win team, to be honest with you.
No.
We were.
But
right on, Marcus.
Let's talk about this.
Right on, Marcus.
When you're talking about a rebuild, you're talking about getting rid of some key players, but the Giants don't have a lot of key players. Again, you're not trading Chapman. No one is taking Chapman's contract.
Nope.
Ain't happening.
And again, we gotta start thinking about what the hell some night, Eric, let's develop a show and talk and try to dissect that. Why did they sign him to 6 years? I still haven't figured it out myself. Have you?
Yeah.
What are the lingering after effects of this? I thought this was guys were going to be knocking down our door. He had guys that he was talking to. I'm not hearing anything. I'm not seeing anything. Like, what was the purpose of a 6-year deal for Chapman?
Whatever. Oh,
guys, are you in on that? I just don't get it.
Okay, let's talk about this. Now, one thing I'm not opposed to trading, not in the slightest. I think the Giants could work something. Again, I think you could work something more with the young guys rather than from the 26 man. Yeah, Doval can be expended. I get it. But that's no loss, to be honest with you, because I think the Giants' pin is good enough right now without Doval, to be honest with you.
And again, don't kid yourself. I don't think you're going to get the haul you think for Doval. I think you're going to deal him and get something.
You're talking. He's got control. Remember, the guy has incredible stuff. He has control. He will have value. It's the same thing with Harrison. Look, in some way or another, you can package something together. It can involve Harrison, Luciano, Matos, Doval.
So you think he's got to go in a package then? Because you don't think he's got that much value.
I think, yeah, you might, maybe.
I don't think I don't think he can move him one for one. I just don't think so.
Who else could you trade in there in the young guys? I mean, look, there's enough there to where you could probably put something together to get a quote unquote major league player in return. Who would that be? Who knows? You have to talk to other clubs to figure out what the hell you can figure out. Again, it takes two to tango, as I say, when you get in, start talking about trades. It's not look, and that's that's kind of the beauty of free agency, because what does free agency consist of? Money. That's it. It's not about hey, how about this player or how about that player? There's not as much. I mean, don't get me wrong, there's going to be back and forth, but not as far as where people are involved. It's just a transactional with money, so to speak.
Well, I've seen confirmation on that 660 deal with the New York Mets, Eric.
Where?
I've seen it.
Where's the source? I want to see the source. And that's another thing I saw. I saw news breaking. Oh, Mets have offered 660. Well, you know.
No, I have. I've seen other more legitimate sources. So the question is, how high will that go? If it's 660.
We don't even know if that's legit.
15 years.
Hey, hold on. That could just be shit talk right there, guys.
No, I'm hearing it. I'm hearing it, Eric. I got my sources. My guys are out there in other cities. They're telling me it's an offer. It's on the table.
Smell bullshit.
The Sox came in at 600. The Mets said 660. How high do you think it'll go?
Nope. I say it's not at 660.
Oh, I say it's 660.
Speaking of the Red Sox, saw this come across. Look who's showing interest. Red Sox showing interest.
You know why? You know why? Because they had the meeting yesterday and they told Soto, we're prepared to build you a super team. We'll trade for Vladdy. We'll go after Snell. We'll go after Crochet in a trade. We'll do everything they want to be the Dodgers of the East, Eric. Which isn't a bad sales pitch. Which isn't a bad sales pitch at all.
Hold on, Johnny, man, he's bringing it. Breaking news, according to John Morosi, Juan Soto is on a kayak heading to San Francisco. Love it.
I don't think so.
Love it.
I think it could be
but that's interesting because, again, there's more teams. Hey, if they want to improve their starting rotation, Snell, a lot of people will be after Snell. Why are they going to be after Snell? Because guess what's not hanging over his head? Qualifying offer. Won't cost them as much, guys. And that's the reason why he's going to be highly sought after. It's not going to be easy to try to get Snell.
Yeah, think
yes,
so,
he has, Robert. He has, absolutely.
Oh.
Again, maybe a change of scenery. The guy has the stuff. I wonder if it's just between his ears.
Well, look at the attitude he portrays every time he's on the mound, Eric.
Yeah. Well,
I call it a very ho-hum attitude.
Let's just say we don't know. It's the way he looks. We don't know what's going on in his mind. We don't know what he's saying. We don't know what he's thinking. But what he gives off as far as nonverbals. Okay, here we go. George. This is kind of what I was saying. We got plenty of youth. I've said this. I said this right off the top. Birdsong, Harrison, Roop, Beck, Jelly, Ramirez, Doval, Schmidt, Fitz, Ramos, Jung-Hoo Lee, and Bailey. I said that, man. That's exactly what I said on the top of the show. I think the Giants are young enough. You know what the Giants need? They need MLB players, man. I'm tired of seeing platoon in right field. I'm tired of seeing platooning at second base and shortstop. I'm tired of seeing platooning at first base. How about we get some damn MLB players? That would be a wonderful reprieve to see actual MLB players playing out there in the field every single day and not being platooned.
I'm tired. I'm tired of where's this? I just saw a nice post here. Here it is. Val, who's a regular. Giants are out on Soto. Won't give them the big bag. Sorry. Why? What?
We don't know.
Why?
Don't know.
Why do you think that?
We don't know.
We don't. I stressed it in the show earlier today. They have the money because they haven't spent the money.
Honestly,
they have the money.
The Giants have the money. The question is, and again, goodness gracious, here we go again. Here we go.
I know where you're going.
The Giants have the money. It's the question and the willing to use it. That's what it comes down to. They can afford it, and it's not going to hurt them. Not one iota would it hurt for the San Francisco Giants out there to go out there and offer Soto, quote unquote, the bag.
Well, the good thing, Eric, we can't necessarily, thanks to our sponsors, we're keeping the show alive. And the guys were coming in earlier this week with the super chats. Thanks very much. Appreciated it. We can't necessarily afford a whole lot here, but the good news, Eric, is that Santa Claus,
I hear it,
is just around the corner.
Christmas is coming to Giant Sports Talk Live. Be watching Giant Sports Talk Live beginning December 10th for the 12 days of Giant Sports Talk Christmas. We will announce one qualifier each night for 12 days, and on Christmas Eve, we will draw for a grand prize of a Barry Bonds jersey and 2 tickets to attend a Giants game with Glenn and Eric. To qualify, simply be watching Giant Sports Talk Live to pick a number between 1 and 12. Then, on Christmas Eve, Santa's elves, Glenn and Eric, will randomly choose the grand prize winner. The 12 days of Giant Sports Talk Christmas, coming December 10th to Giant Sports Talk Live on Northern Lights Entertainment Broadcasting Station.
There we go. How about that?
Oh, boy.
It's Christmas time, man.
We're going to do another meet and greet this time. It'll be your own private day with that fella, Eric, and me.
You don't know what you're at. You don't know what you're getting, man. You don't know what you're getting.
I guarantee you're going to have a whole lot of fun with us, though.
Oh, it'll be fun.
Great time last
Absolutely.
And that was just you and I. We had the pregame meet and greet. You'll get to hang out with us.
We'll still do that. Absolutely.
Yeah.
All right. That's going to be awesome, man. That's going to be awesome.
So again, how it's going to work is starting on the 10th, you tune into the show. Eric and I are going to pick. We're going to figure that out. We're going to pick somebody who's in the chat. Then you'll pick a number between 1 and 12. So let's say we draw a senior's name. Senior picks number 1. That'll leave you with 2 to 12 left. The next night, pick somebody. You got to be in the chat to play along. So you have to tune in every night, beginning on December 10th. Then on December 24th, we spin that online wheel that you use, Eric, a randomizer, and we'll find out who wins. So more giveaways, more fun, more entertainment here on Giant Sports Talk Live.
And speaking about giving away stuff, guys, next Friday, okay, I can't remember what date that is, but next Friday, we're giving away another Bonds jersey, right, Glenn? From when we hit 500 subscribers.
That's right. We got to do that draw coming up next Friday. Be watching for that. We'll give away. Mike, I guess that wasn't, we didn't really, was that the big announcement?
Come on, man.
Come on, Mike.
It's free stuff, Mike. What the hell do you expect, dude? Come on, man. Goodness gracious. Jeez. You'll get a free jersey and a free 2 tickets, man. Come on, dude.
Not just 2 tickets. 2 tickets to hang out with you and me.
Come on. Yeah, exactly. That pays for itself right there. Oh, man. Oh, shit.
Oh, look at him. You know what? This guy's always, he's like a shareholder in the channel, man. I know it's a Giants channel, but if the winner is in Sacramento area, can I throw in some of my Kings tickets as part of the package in the spirit of the season?
Well, there you go, guys. We just upped the ante.
Well, there you go. There you go.
So now,
yeah, and you know what?
Except we won't be part of the King. We're not going to show up to the King.
I'm not going to the Kings game, but I will tell you one thing that keep in mind, and this is the same in any contest anywhere in the world that a radio station, TV station, a little Giant Sports Talk Live. We have the the right to reserve whatever.
Right.
What am I trying to say? We can change the prize up. So if somebody wins the 2 tickets with Eric and Glenn in there in New York, Boston, San Diego, and they can't make it, we'll give you an equal or thereabouts value. Maybe we'll try to get you a couple of tickets for the Padres. We negotiate. Okay?
We'll figure it out. Yeah, we'll figure it out.
Yeah. But it is the Giant Sports Talk Live channel, so we're going to give away the Bonds jersey and this.
Oh, I'm down to do this
giveaway and a couple of tickets.
Glenn, when are you coming back, dude? Because we could go do a damn Stockton Heat. I don't know.
A couple of weeks. I'm going to head back to the Bay Area. I've had it up here. My sinuses are killing me. You know, it's one day up here. It's -10. It was about -15 for the Santa Claus parade here in Winnipeg last night. today it's mild and it was like 18 degrees. So it's just paying dividends on my my sinuses. So I want to get back to the Bay Area real soon. Why? Somebody wants to hook up for a game?
Yeah, for Stockton Heat.
Sure.
That's right down the street from me, man. I could be down there in like 30 minutes. Yeah, that sounds like fun.
Yeah, maybe
like
if Bernice is alive, Bernice and I'll head up. Maybe get together with you, Eric, and
yeah, freaking hey, man, that'd be awesome. It'd probably be easier for you. It'd probably be able to easier to meet there at the actual arena because it's kind of it might be out of the way for you to come up this way. But yeah, that's awesome. Right on. There we go, Ibrahim.
He says it's done. Ibrahim doesn't even have to win a contest. That guy's already a winner.
The dude, yeah. Dude. My God, man.
Mike O says, how about a Wilmer Flores card? There will be no Wilmer Flores giveaways. Keeping them all for me.
Oh, yeah. We could watch the Stockton Heat play the Barracuda.
Well, I'm not getting to that. Listen, senior, if I show up, we'll pick a game. I can't narrow it down to one specific. Well, let's try. Get us there for a game.
We will try.
Eric and Glenn must be here on January 14th at 7:00. I'm like, whoa.
But that'd be awesome. Yeah.
Anyway, Eric, run it again. I want to see it again. Let's tell the guys how they can play along, Eric.
Christmas is coming to Giant Sports Talk Live. Be watching Giant Sports Talk Live beginning December 10th for the 12 days of Giant Sports Talk Christmas. We will announce one qualifier each night for 12 days, and on Christmas Eve, we will draw for a grand prize of a Barry Bonds jersey and 2 tickets to attend a Giants game with Glenn and Eric. To qualify, simply be watching Giant Sports Talk Live to pick a number between 1 and 12. Then, on Christmas Eve, Santa's elves, Glenn and Eric, will randomly choose the grand prize winner. The 12 days of Giant Sports Talk Christmas, coming December 10th to Giant Sports Talk Live on Northern Lights Entertainment Broadcasting Station.
I did pay notice, Eric, to the fact that your Santa Claus hat, your little elf hat, was this skinny thing. With my head that fat, I had this big, like, garbage bag of a hat on. Yours looked like a tiny little. Did you notice that? Was that on purpose?
No. Hey, I had to fit the size of the head. What do you do, man?
Come on, man. Come on. Jesus. Did you guys notice that? You probably didn't notice that. My elf hat is the size of the sleigh. Yours is the size of a cigar. Like, come on. God.
William, damn, dude. Look at this. Are you going to pay for food and drink? You know what? That's probably going to be more than the damn tickets, to be honest with you.
Oh, we'll work something. Eric, it'll be a fun day. If we all have lunch beforehand, we'll pick up the bill, something like that. So,
yes, hey. Eddie, what we do is starting on December 10th, from December 10th to December 22nd, we'll pick one person. They get to pick the number. Yeah, from the chat. It's going to be from the chat. If anyone's in the chat, one of you will be selected if you're in the chat. And you pick a number, 1 through 12. You could be whatever it was. And then once we get all those numbers filled, 1 through 12, we will spin the wheel on Christmas Eve, and whatever number comes up, and whoever picked that number wins the Barry Bonds jersey and the 2 tickets to a Giants game with myself and Glenn.
Yeah, we're just having a wee bit of fun.
Yeah, why not? Hey, it's the holidays, man. It's Christmas time. That's what you're
supposed to do. Did you see who we got in the chat here, Eric? We've got San Diego 13.
I started that. Yeah.
Can I pay for anyone to come down to San Diego to watch the Padres? I'll tell you what, San Diego. I go to most of the Giants games, in San Diego. So I'd love to meet up with you.
Right on, dude. Check that out.
I go to a lot of games down there at the ballpark. In fact, I know the broadcaster, Donnie Orsillo, who works for the Padres. He's in the television booth.
Dealy, if you're in the chat between December 10th and December 22nd, you have a chance to be to draw one of the numbers. There you go. That's what you got to be in the chat, though. If you're not in the chat, well, sorry.
San Diego 13, subscribe to our channel.
Yeah,
Keep in
he
touch.
did. He subscribed to like
Awesome.
3 days ago, man. And look at this, man. The guy's stepping
Thanks,
up.
buddy.
Right
Thanks.
on, man.
Yeah, because I met every time the Giants go down there to play, I always catch the games with my better half, and we enjoy going to that ballpark, staying down in the gas lamp. We stay at beautiful
December
hotel
10th.
there. December 10th.
Begins December 10th, runs until December 22nd. What's up, Daniel? And then we will pick the grand prize winner on the Christmas Eve. And you don't have to be here. You don't have to be here.
San Diego 13 says, I love Don. I know him too. I'd love a game with you, Glenn. Your baseball knowledge is insane. See, now there's a guy. Eric, I don't know this San Diego 13 guy, but he's speaking of Christmas, he's a wise man because, Glenn's knowledge of baseball is insane.
All right, there we go. We heard enough of that. So, yeah, it is now.
You can dump me out. I've learned how to bring myself back in. You clown. Yeah, schmuck. Come on.
I can't hear that. What are you talking about?
Anyway, San Diego, keep in touch with me during the offseason. We'll work on something.
Hey, gotta have fun, right?
Yeah.
Gotta have fun.
Yeah, I like him, though. Good take.
Right.
We're going to have to get one of those takes for him. San Diego 13 with a hot take, because that was a good one. Anyway, let's get back to business. We'll run that little promo later. The guys got to listen, pay attention. We got a lot of questions on how you play. It was right there in the commercials. So
look at the Green Monster
later on.
Any Giants Red Sox games this season? I'll pay for any of those games for all of us. Green Monster. We got some high rollers in here. Who is this?
Green Monster was in with me earlier. We had a great chat. Thanks for dropping back, Green Monster.
Is this guy? Who is this guy, man? Is this Big Poppy or something? What the hell? He's high roller over here.
Oh,
awesome.
I don't know who he is, but he signed up for the channel. He was in earlier today. So
let me see something.
I can pay for any of those games for all of us. Okay, Eric and I'll hop. We'll jump the bird. We'll head on over. We'll fly. You get us there 2 plane tickets. We'll head on over. Actually, that's when we're not heading to New York. Tommy D wants us to go to New York.
Don't know. Anyway, hey, real quick, guys, dude. San Diego, right on. Yeah. Hey, I tell you what, San Diego, we're going to throw out the link here shortly. We are going to throw the link out here shortly. If you want to come and join in, you're more than welcome. Guys, Senior told me about the Netflix series called The Comeback. I'm telling you right now.
Hey, Paul.
Fantastic. You guys, if you got Netflix and you're a big baseball fan, you got to watch that damn documentary. Glenn, did you watch it?
No.
Oh.
What's it called, Eric?
The Comeback. Oh my gosh.
No, I haven't.
Absolutely incredible. Great documentary. Fantastic, man. It's really good.
Hey,
you guys get a chance to look at it.
Somebody in the chat noticed, Eric. Take a peek.
Yes, Mike. See? He knows, man.
Look at the time on my clock.
What do we got? 1:10?
11:10. He can't
read. Oh, your clock. Okay, never mind. I thought you were looking at our countdown here.
He says you're 2 hours ahead of us all. Yeah.
Yeah, you are. Yep.
I'm ahead of Eric in most cases. So.
Oh man. Uh-oh, here comes.
I got to take advantage of those. You volley.
Oh my gosh. Marcus coming in strong. Hey, San Diego 13. Sorry you guys couldn't finish the job.
Not.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my.
Yeah, there was a small clip of Gabe Kapler during the fight, and that was it, Mike. That was it. I haven't finished watching it all. I'm
Is that on Netflix?
Netflix. It's on Netflix, yeah.
Eric, don't forget at the end of the show, we're in the green room. Give me the title. I'll write it down. I'm gonna go look for that.
Just The Comeback. So you gotta put that in Netflix, you'll find it.
How long is it? Is this a series or what?
Yeah, there's like 4 episodes. The first episode.
I'm already looking forward to it.
It's awesome. It starts from the 2003 season and then goes through to the quote unquote comeback. You remember when they were down 0-3 against the Yankees?
Awesome,
dude.
That was wild, wasn't it?
Oh my gosh, dude. It's fantastic.
I'm not sure. Eric's watching it. Was Dave Roberts on that Red Sox team?
Correct. He was.
Oh.
On the 2014, man. Yeah,
awesome. Check it out, Mike. Thanks, buddy.
All right. So, anyways, let's see what else we got.
Bloody sock. Oh.
Checking some news here. See if we got anything on. Ooh, quick hit. Ooh, what's this?
Oh no, I like this one. Farhan's getting his own docuseries, but each episode will be platooned on a different stream.
Oh dear God.
Oh, Farhan, I'm going to hire, Farhan, now I'm calling him Farhan. Abraham, I'm going to start getting you to write the comedy bits for the radio show. Jeez, you got a knack for it. Awesome. And he knows his music too, Abraham.
Ibrahim knows his music.
Yep. When was the last time we had Abraham on the show?
Yeah, you want me to put here? I'll put the link out there right now. Abraham. Here we go. Here we go, guys. Whoever wants to join the show, you guys are more than welcome. Let's hear what you have to say. Yeah. Hopefully,
Senior,
Mike. Hopefully,
who cares? Who cares? Who cares?
Let's hope Michael Lionheart doesn't show up. We don't need.
Hey, guys, it was actually. You know what? I'm going to call the spade a spade. When I did an impromptu show for 1 hour, 61 minutes earlier today. We went on at 5. Might do that every Sunday. You never know. Just had a little bit of fun. We talked about some guys who might be coming in. There was rumors about Roki Sasaki. Would Snell be back? Kim seems to be in the works. And Chardal came on. He actually did it. His mic was working crisp and clean.
I heard some overmod in there.
I was still actually Eric.
He was talking some shit too.
You take he was taking shots at you.
Yeah. Chardal.
I said go easy. You know, I'm
the one that always brings him in, and he wants to talk shit. What the hell, man?
He'd do the same. He'd do the same if you brought him in. He talked shit about me.
Yeah, probably.
But we're on to you. We're on to you, Chardal. He goes, I love your show. You're the greatest show on. And then I find him down the street somewhere else. So I know what you're up to, Chardal.
All right. Anyways.
He wanted the link last week, guys. I threw him the link and he was already gone.
Yeah.
It's on somebody else's show. I'm like, oh, that's it. Don't ask for the link if you're not coming on. There's the infamous night. Eric threw him the link. He goes, all right, I'm in the Uber right now, but I'll be home in an hour.
That was pretty fun. That was pretty damn funny.
That'll live forever.
Absolutely. All right. Let's see where else. Look, there's again, Red Sox are looking at Blake Snell.
He wants you to come on his show, Eric, by the way.
Yeah, he says that a lot.
He thinks we're going to boost his numbers.
Maybe.
We just might.
Maybe. Yeah, maybe our 500 will boost your 200. Who knows?
If we've got 500, how the hell has he got 200, Eric?
We're still in our infancy, man. So
how long has he had his channel? 10 years?
I have no idea, to be honest with you.
All right.
Ask him. I'm sure he's out there.
You ask him. I've already spoken to him today.
When will we see guys actually signing? Probably December. You might see someone sign here in November time, but probably December.
How many teams do you think actually make moves when they have the winter meetings over there in December, the general managers meetings?
Who knows?
You think we'll get some lively talks, some chatter?
Maybe.
I'll be tuned in. That's a fun time of the year because I'll be watching the MLB Network during the day. They've got live coverage.
Yep.
Some good interviews too. That'll give you an eye, some talking points for the show, Eric.
Yeah.
Follow up on some of the things that are happening.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Especially with the deals that are going to be made. It won't just be Giant sports talk. We'll be looking at how other teams are going to best themselves.
Wait a second. Did you say deals to be made? All right, there we go. There is, again, my contribution. Okay, guys, let me ask the chat this. Do you actually expect the Giants not to set up a meeting with Juan Soto, or do you think they just totally pass? Do you actually think the Giants say, no, we don't want to meet with Juan Soto?
No, I think they meet this week, Eric.
Think so?
I think they've got to. You can't let this just ride out forever. They got to get something.
No. What I'm saying is, if they're setting up a meeting, obviously they're interested in him. Are you telling me that if you're not setting up a meeting, you're telling me you're not interested?
I don't know. I think they've got to be interested. Let's find out what Dilly has to say.
Yeah, go for it, man.
Maybe Dilly has
dumpster fire. Oh, that's not good. Dilly, man, you're coming in with dumpster fire. I don't know what's going on, man.
Thanks, SF.
Well, I think regardless of if they're going to have a meeting with them, they can't not have a meeting with them.
Correct. Right.
I think it's formality. I think it's not going to merit much.
Is that what you're trying to say?
Yeah. It's like, well, we met with Juan Soto, so that's just kind of what we had to do. Because if we didn't, then, whatever. But
or maybe they just meet on the down low rather than just broadcasting it everywhere.
True.
That's the important part. Look
what Senior says. Maybe he just doesn't want to meet with the Giants.
Trust me, if the Giants have money to offer, he's not going to turn that down.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Speaking of which, guys, Dilly, I'm glad you're here because I just thought about this. Last night, I was having a conversation.
What?
And I started thinking, that's not
a good idea.
Answer me this question. Where is Juan Soto's meetings occurring?
LA.
Oh, is he traveling to these different ballparks and these different cities that he potentially wants to sign with?
Not presumably.
No, he's not. Okay, so what's that tell you? Does he give a flying F?
That's a good point.
Does he give a shit what team he signs with? Because what does that tell you? Something I've been saying the entire time.
That's a good point.
The only thing he cares about is how much money are you going to give me? He don't give a shit. He's played in every single ballpark. He probably has the confidence saying, you know what? I know what I can do in these ballparks. You guys come to me because all I will care about is how much money you're going to give me.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, there's no point. Just like how they wooed Judge. Shohei Ohtani went to San Francisco. Shohei Ohtani did he go to New York? I don't know if he went to New York, but I know he went to San Francisco. So again, people or the clubs have to go to him for these meetings.
It is
not
kind of
going to look. You're not exactly. He's not taking into consideration the city, the ballpark that he's playing in. He don't care. He wants to be paid. Whoever pays Juan Soto the most is getting Juan Soto.
Agreed.
That's what it's coming down to.
You guys chat. I'll be
right on. So what you think?
It's a good point. I didn't think of the fact that that's a sign that he truthfully does not care where he plays. Because I know we speculate, obviously, that that's the case anyways. Because if he had any loyalty, he would have signed with the Nationals. Right. When they gave him his
440 or whatever it was.
Yeah, you won a World Series with them. You got brought up with them. Got a crap ton of money offered to you from them. You could have just done a Bobby Witt and stuck with them. But clearly that's not in his agenda. So, and it's a good point that making all the teams come to him at Boris's facility in LA just kind of doubles down on that thought already. So, I mean, I would like to say that the Giants are a top dog player in that, and they should be, and they have no reason not to be. But my enthusiasm has waned since the beginning of this offseason.
Right, absolutely. And you know what? I'm telling you something, guys, and I will keep saying this. I like that I'm not hearing anything coming out of the San Francisco Giants.
Yeah,
because I got tired. I got tired of the over-promising. We got all this money. Money is not going to be a factor. We're going to sign stars, blah, blah, blah. Look, just go out and do it. Mm-hmm. Just go out and get it done. And look, and I'm telling you something. there's another thing. There is another thing. Giants could possibly make a trade. Maybe that's something we've not even seen coming. Again, when everyone thinks they're going to zig, maybe they zag. I don't know, man. But there is potential there because the Giants have some young, controllable players that's I think some other clubs would like to have. We'll see. Again, It takes, I said this already before, it takes two to tango. So look, it's not up to just the Giants. It's up to the other clubs as well.
Yeah, and then who's to say, like, Posey seems to be real, and like I said, I've said it before on the show, I think Posey's an incredible, like, he could be a scout, an elite scout of talent, and also just, like, of people in general.
Correct. That was his job as a catcher, right?
Exactly. So he seems to be quite high on Grant McCray in his more recent comments that he's made on him. So I'm hoping that maybe he sees a diamond in the rough right with him. Offensively, obviously defensively he's there, but offensively I hope that clicks a little bit better. So who knows? Maybe we have another like Ramos experience with McCray this coming season or something like that. If we don't go out and sign someone to fill his spot, he plays a corner outfield, and then you have all of a sudden you have quite the outfield defensively. You have a McCray who's conventionally a center fielder, who's elite in center field defensively, has a cannon for an arm. If you stick him in right field or left field, something like that, a corner, have Lee in center and then Ramos in whatever the opposing corner is, that defensively, that outfield's incredible.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I'm speaking on like doomsday. They don't do literally anything at all. And then they're just stuck with what they've got already.
They can't. They're going to have to do something.
I would hope so.
Do something. They have to do something. I don't think McCray right now is not.
He's not ready.
Not close. He's not ready.
He's not ready. But if Posey sees something there, then I have to put some faith into Posey. Maybe not yet, but at some point. Because he is fast. That's another thing. He steal a million bases in the minor leagues. That was his shtick. And he's got some pop. So I don't know. We'll see.
Senior says Soto isn't coming to San Francisco. He won't even meet with them. Do we know that? Has that been reported? Has it been reported that he said he wouldn't play for Melvin? We don't know. I mean, I'm just saying. I haven't seen it. But if you've seen it somewhere, please let me know. Please let me know so I can find it and we can all read it together. Because I want to make sure we're putting out
real, Eric. Did Dilly?
Yeah.
Did you get sued for malpractice or something?
I don't believe so. I hope not. No. If I have, then it's unbeknownst to me.
Okay, I know. I noticed the doctor is no longer in the chat.
Oh, I see. Yeah, I felt like it was a little bit more personable.
He's coming in as Dilly today, Eric. You notice that? I'm always watching, man.
Well, he is coming in with the dumpster fire, so maybe it's just a little bit. Yeah,
so
there
it's
you go.
Personal. Dilly is in the house. I think Dilly does a great job when he comes on too, guys.
I appreciate it.
All right, I'm gonna take a look at this. Bob Melvin wanted to trade Juan Soto. Let's.
Hey, do you want to, Eric? Do you want to? I know you only did it briefly the other. Remember when I had to do the radio show the other night? I had you on the background while you were wrapping up the show. Did I hear you mention? Did I hear you do a complete 180 and you were like, I'm out on Kim's a chain smoking fool?
No, man. What? Honestly,
I Googled it and I found it.
What'd you find? What'd you find?
I found that everything the guys were bringing in. I think that's where they found it as well. But if you Google one Ha-Sung Kim smoking, all kinds of stories. I was unaware. I've got to admit, I don't think of Major League Baseball. I always think Major League Baseball players are in the peak physical condition. Back in the day, they had the chew going. They were smoking darts between innings. Hockey was really bad for that. The starting goalie would just sit in the chair and smoke 8 cigarettes and then back onto the ice.
Maybe that's the key to hitting, like having a bunch of guys hit 40 plus home runs every year. Maybe you just gotta like sink down into that dark space, and then that's what unlocks the power.
Yeah, the freak. Let Timmy smoke. Wasn't that I gotta get one of those shirts.
That's funny.
Johnny T says they still got the chew going. So
the Ha-Seong Kim's, it's his brother, right? Is he being posted? Is he shortstop or second base? I can't remember. From the KBO. I heard some rumblings that the Giants could be potentially in on him as well. Be interesting.
Yeah. We're hearing Giants could be in on anybody.
That's a good point as well. I mean, at this point,
could be or couldn't be. Sometimes, more often than
that is the only slight downfall to the time between the end of the regular season and now, and like till winter meetings happen, is just you get to sit here and go back and forth a million times. Oh, they're gonna get this guy. Oh, they're gonna get this guy. Oh, and back and forth, back and forth. Complete
letdown.
That's why I have set the bar as low as possible with this dumpster fire.
Oh, and anything else is
exactly. Anything above a dumpster fire is just we're winning at that point.
All right, guys, let's take a look at this. MLB rumor. This was written back October 26th of 2023, so just over a year ago. Bob Melvin wanted to trade Juan Soto. Bob Melvin wanted Juan Soto trade before Giants move. Let's take a gander. It was revealed that Melvin wanted to trade Juan Soto for future assets. Now, San Diego plans to trim $50 million from their payroll, which would be centered around a deal for the star left fielder per the San Diego Union Tribune. Melvin could likely sense that San Diego was not going to make it far with their remaining core. Therefore, he wanted to start a rebuild. The Padres held off on trading their star player, though. If San Diego started the process earlier, would have Melvin stayed? Again, that doesn't sound like there's that happens, man. Yeah. If you feel like the club isn't going to go anywhere and you advocate trading somebody to get assets, well, I don't see anything wrong with that. I don't see anything. I don't see how there's they're not identifying a rift between manager and player. It just looks like the manager said, we ain't getting it done. You're going to get a haul for Juan Soto because he's going to be a free agent anyways. Look at that. He's actually using his brain because they knew he was going to be a free agent and he was probably going to walk. So let's go ahead and trade him. Let's get some pieces back. That doesn't look like quote unquote bad blood between manager and player.
That's just baseball.
That's
Giants
baseball.
could take a lesson from that.
Probably.
Just saying, man. I don't know. Again, I'm still looking to see if there's any type of quote unquote friction between Soto and Melvin.
Well,
Eric, I'm not finding it.
Eric, if that was the case, then it's a simple matter of equation here. We bring Soto in, you got to let Melvin go.
Well, there you go.
Well, I think the reason why they let Melvin go because there was issues between the general manager.
Yeah, I think that was
and the manager. So that was the issue. I don't think it was the issue of said players. It was an issue between baseball ops and the manager. To me, there's nothing to see there. That again, that's just me. Let me look at it. Let me look at this here.
We'll get to see if or like the philosophy of Maniason or however you say his name.
Manasian.
Manasian? I still don't have that.
That guy, the GM, the new GM.
The GM,
yeah.
Zach, let's call him Zach.
Yeah, there you go. We get to see if he's going to be more prone to moving guys like that. So, like, let's say we sign a 1 year locked in, 1 year opt out deal. If he says, okay, we're going to deal you at the end of that, versus Farhan just holding on to all these guys, i.e. Rodon and Chapman and Snell, all these guys. I wonder if the new GM's going to be more trigger happy and be like, yep, okay, that's cool. We're going to get as much as we can from you now.
I'm just reading, guys, so I'm not ignoring.
You know, Mike, the Giants may have tried to go in on Harper, and they were in on Bryce Harper.
Oh, they was it who talked about it? Was it John Shea or no? Pavlovich talked about how Farhan screwed up the Harper deal. Screwed it up.
He screwed up the few. I told you. He screwed up the whole Senga deal. Not that you care, but I would like to see Senga.
That's freaking odd.
But we were in on Harper, Stanton, Judge. The fact we were in, I can at least, Eric, walk away and say, well, at least we were in.
Yeah.
If we don't have any kind of a deal with, we don't have any meeting with Soto, I'll be so dead. If we have a meeting with him, it don't pan out. At least we had a meeting, Eric. If they, how will you guys feel if they just say, nah, we didn't even bother?
This goes down to my whole thing about the dumpster fire. That's the lowest bar that we could possibly set as a Giants fan. Is at least we had a meeting with the guy that we want, rather than like we actually have a chance at signing him, which should be what we're all talking about. Like, oh yeah, I think that's an opportunity. Just the fact that we'd be happy with a meeting with the guy.
Really, I'd be happy with a meeting.
That's what I'm saying. That tells you.
Come on, guys. Stop. Let's stop with I'll be happy. Come on, guys.
I'd be happy with a meeting. Eric, if they wrap this thing up and we don't even have a meeting with them, what does that say? We didn't want them.
Exactly. It's
I'll tell you what. If they don't have a meeting with them, that tells me they're going in a different direction. That's it. Period.
Yeah. Yeah.
And let's see what they do, man. We don't know. This is November 17th. Things ain't gonna happen until freaking December. Come on, we don't know. We don't know.
You're the guy all in on Soto.
I am.
I would love to see.
But what I'm saying is, I'm not going to sit here and oh my God, I hope he gets a meeting.
I hope he gets a meeting. Don't poo-poo on a meeting.
No. Look, because ultimately it's about him saying yes or no.
Yes, that's a good point.
And I'm not going to I'm not going to do that. Let's be at least be positive. If it doesn't happen, then you know what you could say? Hey, I guess it just wasn't in the cards.
Hey, Dilly, 12 years.
I need to bust
what
out
the hell now? Oh, geez, I knew that was coming.
Oh, here we go. But be positive. Look, until news comes, it's okay. It's okay. Look, and I understand as a Giants fan, we've gone through. Since in honor of the Tyson and Paul fight, right? In honor of look, what are we gonna get? Are we gonna get a Rumble in the Jungle? Are we going to get Tyson Paul, right? What type of offseason? And again, a good friend of mine brought this up to me. He used that exact analogy. Rumble in the Jungle or a Tyson Paul? What do you think it's going to be? Well, we hope for Rumble in the Jungle, right? But we're expecting Tyson Paul, right? That's what we're expecting. So here we go. Giants fans have taken a many body blows, correct? We've taken a many body blows, and we're a little bit sensitive, so to speak, and we don't want to get led down to Primrose Lane. I get it, I understand it, but it's okay. Look, guys, this is the off season. If it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it doesn't. That's all I have to say. Right now, where I will get pissed off, okay? If the Giants do absolutely nothing, if they do not look, if the extent of the offseason is getting one pitcher and a Ha-Seong Kim, I'm not going to be happy. I won't, and I'll make it be known, guys. You guys know that I'm not afraid to come out here and call out the organization if I feel like that isn't a plan forward. But if they go out there again and again, if they could get it done with both some trades and some free agents, man, the Giants could be in a good spot here. They could turn it around. They could. There's the potential is there.
Let's go get Sasaki. Roki. I like it.
How about? I mean,
I would like that as well. And
that would be that would be something.
Your
and our
level
15-3 pitcher. Bring in that Japanese pitcher, Eric. 15-3. You don't like his age? I'll take him.
Don't even do
What do you think, Dilly? The guy's 35, but he throws a 167 ERA each year, and he's 15-3 last.
Dilly was here when we talked about it.
I had a conversation with one of my buddies who's very in touch with everything Giants. He's actually quite impressive with how much he knows.
Okay.
And I brought it up to him, and we kind of came to the same consensus. And I maintain my point from earlier that if it were 5 years ago, yeah, maybe it'd be fine. Last year, he pitched 121 innings or something like that.
Yeah.
On a presumed 6-man rotation.
That's nothing.
And he was 15-3 with a 1.67.
He was incredible. However, if you look at the last however many years, 5 years or so, out of those 5 years, how many of those years were full seasons? I want to say 2, maybe 3.
Why does there have to be a however in this conversation?
Because if
you can't base it on 1 year,
if you sign a dude, no matter how good he is, I would never sign him to anything more than a 1-year deal. You would have to Clayton Kershaw contract him until he decides he wants to hang him up, because you are taking way too much risk with someone who would be coming over to the MLB for the first time. So there's an acclamation right there immediately at 35, well past his prime. And then on top of that, he's not used to pitching in a 5-man rotation. So he would struggle to get the innings out and run out of gas quicker.
How many pitchers go more than 5 innings now anyway?
Well, cumulatively, if you go 5 innings, but throughout the entire season on a 5-man rotation, you work up into the 150, 160 total innings pitched. If he's used to going 5 innings, but on a 6-man rotation, you only get up to that 120 mark.
So he's one pitcher in your roster, and you've got the Giants claim to have this awesome bullpen. Then what's the problem? Guy, I know you have a different philosophy. I think the risk-reward situation here is just it just oozes to sign this guy.
The same. So
you guys all laughed when I said that we should sign this guy from the Mexican League, and there was word we were going to sign him. And I said this guy can hit. And what happens? The guy.
You're talking about Encarnacion?
Yeah.
No,
nobody else. Nobody. Don't lie. Don't bullshit me. Everybody in the chat was like, "We don't want that guy. We don't need that guy." Played well.
They got him.
Nice bat.
I told my dad, I said, I really hope they keep this guy because he looks like a baseball player. He passes the eye test. He looks like Marcelo Zuna, just like 26 or however old he is.
You'll be saying the same thing about the Japanese pitcher next year. You're like, whoa, good thing. I wish we had assigned him longer than a 1-year deal.
I'll be asking like what his grandchildren's names are.
Yeah, okay. Thanks.
He's too old. If he were a few years ago, I would have been more happy. Don't get me wrong, his stats are incredibly impressive. You're just assuming too much risk, and I think they would be better off doing something else on the pitching front.
Dilly,
like a trade or something like that.
When you are a sub 500 baseball team that doesn't make the playoffs, perhaps you should start taking a few risks.
I mean, fair point. I just don't know if that's the avenue in which I would go. I would take a flyer on someone like Scherzer or someone of that caliber before I took the Japanese guy.
That's why that guy was in the chat earlier tonight, Eric, and said, that Glenn knows his baseball. See?
Tell you what.
We'll see what happens.
Okay. Let's see something here.
Jenny Vega is in the house. Is Jenny new? Have we seen Jenny before?
Yeah, in the past. Baby.
I haven't seen Jenny in our chat, but welcome if you haven't liked, subscribed, all that jazz.
Lynn, what would you do with this guy? Would you sign this guy to a multi-year deal right here?
Oops, sorry.
22 doubles, 21 home runs, batted .272, had a .334 on base, a 122 OPS plus. Take into consideration the ballpark. Would you sign this guy?
Take into consideration our ballpark?
No. Take into consideration whatever ballpark he was in.
How can I take into consideration if I don't know what ballpark it is?
They take in consideration the ballpark, no better. It makes it even.
Oh, okay. So those aren't really official stats in any way. It's just
those are official stats.
A conglomerate.
He's just talking about the OPS plus.
OPS plus. He's an OPS of 852, which is like that's like all-star level. Would you sign that guy?
Season. Basically half a season. It looks like
half a season, but that's pretty good numbers. 21 home runs and half a season.
That's great.
Yeah, I like that. 22 doubles. I like that. 22 doubles, especially in our ballpark, Eric. That looks like a very good number.
Not a base stealer.
22 doubles, 21
Actually,
home runs.
That stolen
it.
base ratio is kind of funny, actually.
Right? It's pretty good, right? We'd sign that guy. He's had a pretty good year.
I'd probably sign that guy.
Probably sign that guy, yeah.
You're going to tell me it's Ha-Seong Kim?
You want me to show you who it is? Here, hold on. I'll show you.
I don't think that's Kim.
Who do you think it is? You want to take a guess who this guy is?
Couldn't be Kim from last year because he bat worse average. Oh, it's Yaz. That's funny.
Sign that guy, man. That guy had one good year, so you know what? We need to sign that guy. He's going to be fantastic. That's what I'm saying. You cannot judge one season. You can't. It's impossible. You cannot do that. You can't.
That's funny.
Can't do that. That's Mike Yastrzemski, the guy everybody wants to get rid of. That's what he did. Half a year in 2019.
In 2019,
his breakout year.
2019. I'm talking about a pitcher who was 15-3 last year, Eric.
What I'm saying is you can't take 1 year. That's all I'm saying. You can't take 1 year.
That's
Eric, my point.
You're entitled. You are entitled to your opinion. Yeah. I'd sign the guy.
Here's the thing. And you know what?
Just
that's
saying,
totally fine.
I'm not
That's
taking 1 year.
Totally fine. But you don't like the idea of Hicks being a starter in the rotation. You're basically gonna get the same out of him with Hicks. It's gonna be a similar level of production.
Come on, Dylan.
To be honest with you, Hicks might be better than that guy.
I would lean towards that as well.
At least Hicks has pitched in the MLB.
Yes.
This guy has not pitched one inning in the MLB.
Higher upside as a when
neither did Yamamoto.
Yeah, and his shoulder fell off.
Thank you.
So you guys are saying, thank God we didn't sign Yamamoto. Come on.
No, Yamamoto is a young
or Senga. Senga got hurt.
How old is Yamamoto?
We had signed him.
How old is Yamamoto?
A lot younger than 35.
Yep. How old? Even Imanaga was only 30.
Yeah.
He's showing something. Right?
Hey, listen. I'm not going to debate you and argue with you. It's 2-on-1 here, and I'm not going to. I'm not going to convince
come on,
you.
Man.
Well, a year from now, when we review this, and he signs with someone like the Red Sox, and I go, Eric, the guy went 14-6,
and that may happen. Honestly, I cannot sit here, Glenn, and say that he couldn't, because there is a possibility.
Yep,
there is a possibility.
And then the only question I have is, why are you not afraid? Why are you afraid to take a risk?
If we
with a team that didn't make the playoffs,
if we signed
was
him
lucky,
to a 1 year
lucky
deal,
to be as close to 500 as they were.
If we signed him to a 1 year deal for the shoelaces on my left foot, I would be okay with that. But anything more than that, and I think it's just too much of a risk.
Well, see, I'm winning you over. 5 minutes ago, it was, I would not sign this guy. Now we're making headway. Good.
You could never sign him to a multi-year deal, and even then, I wouldn't even give him an opt-out. I wouldn't do a 2-year, second-year opt-out deal. I would sign him to a 1 year straight-up Kershaw deal where it's like the bare bones minimum, and then if you're good and you want to come back, we'll talk about it then. But up until
now
that point,
in the Giants chat with Mort Katna.
Mort Katna's bringing it tonight.
Now in the Giants chat with Mort Katna.
I like it. He's gonna play one more time?
Now in the Giants chat.
There. Give you a double shot, Mort Katna. He's saying, let's go. Sign these guys. I like that. Tommy and Sasaki. I like it. Thanks for the support.
Yeah. Let's see.
I believe.
Oh, this is your 35-year-old.
Okay. Did I hear something about risk as I was leaving? Afraid to take risk?
Perhaps.
Oh, Jesus. You know what? Skaters is back. Skaters is back.
Come on, man.
Same old.
Come on, man. Have faith. Okay, real quick. Yes, I am not against risk. Not at all. But I don't take risk for risk's sake. I'm not risking on a 35-year. Tell you what.
What is there to risk? We didn't.
Hey, Rick Hill, 41 years old, wants to make a comeback. Take a risk.
Yeah, I'd be more prone to sign like Charlie Morton.
What I'm saying?
Or someone
Look,
like that.
I don't take risk for risk's sake. I take risk in thinking that there's going to be an upside. A
You
35-year-old pitcher has no upside.
So you don't think there's upside in a pitcher who was 15-3 last year and a 167 ERA? I think that's worth the risk.
NPB.
I don't care. I don't care. Everybody was saying we overpaid for Jung-Hoo Lee because he came.
We did.
No, we didn't. We didn't. I'm telling you, Eric, the same people who were saying we overpaid would be pissed if the Dodgers had signed him.
No, I wouldn't be pissed. I would have.
It's the same. You're going to be pissed when he signs with the Red Sox for $690 million. You go, we should have paid him $720.
No, I'm not. Hey, the best team got him. They offered the most. What can you say?
See, the guys are leaning on me. Hey, guys are all in with me tonight, guys. I don't know. And look, everything I'm telling you, Jung-Hoo Lee, and this is coming from the Yankee fan. Jung-Hoo Lee's a stud. You're damn right. And if we hadn't signed him, the same guys who were poo-pooing on paying him, the money that we gave him would be saying, oh my God, we should have signed that guy. Well, we did. So stop it. Just
I get it. No.
Stop it.
You're just saying, no, I'm bringing up the fact that they overpaid. Yes, they overpaid. Am I saying that he's bad? No, I think he's a good player. I'm not saying that.
I like the fact Gold Rush has Jung. I don't see that one often. See, they got him in the road. Grays. I like that. Like that picture, Gold Rush. All right, we'll see.
Thank you. Hey, see? There's no upside to a 35-year-old pitcher. There isn't.
I think
there ain't, man.
If you're gonna get someone like
go
that,
get some. Look, I would rather have
get a Charlie Morton who's going to eat you innings all year long. They might not be great innings, but they're going to be.
You're not going in on the eat innings crap again. Like we had this.
That's actually important to be.
We had this debate early in the show about Webb. He eats innings. Get rid of trade him.
You need to have a guy.
He eats innings. I don't care. If we have a bullpen that everybody raves about, who cares, Eric?
But you can't wear them out. That's the issue. You have a good bullpen because you don't freaking kill them. You have to have a starting pitcher at least go 6, right? That's what you want. If they could go longer, that's even better. But you want at least a guy to go 6. Then your bullpen only has to piece together freaking 3 more innings. That's good.
With Jung-Hoo Lee will benefit from getting a full season. You're darn right. I think he's going to bat in 300.
And you know what?
I'm predicting it. And look at this. The Mets fans. We really wanted Lee. So you got a star. Right. Well, guess what? The Giant fans and the chat and everybody out in the Bay Area. You guys overpaid for him. No, we didn't. If someone else signed him, I'm telling you, Eric, if anybody in Major League Baseball had signed him, the chat would be saying, geez, you underperformed. Why wouldn't you pay him more? You can't win, Eric. You can't win.
How about this? If he was that good, how come Cohen didn't spend more money on him? I'm not saying he's not good. That's not what I'm saying. But how come Cohen? If the Cohen's got all these millions to spend, how come he didn't drop a bomb for Jung-Hoo Lee?
He's saving his bombs for.
Well, why didn't he sign Freeman?
Good question.
Mookie Betts, Shohei Ohtani.
Well, no, you couldn't sign Betts because Betts was already with the Dodgers. They extended him, so you couldn't get Betts. Because remember, the Dodgers got.
Could have been the day. I mean, Eric. I mean, why don't they have the best 9 players in baseball? You're making excuses.
Eric. Why did Freeman not go to the Mets? Probably. Take a guess why.
Eric's making excuses.
Where did he grow up? Southern California. So he had an opportunity to go back home. And not to mention, Dodgers paid him pretty decent. Yeah. Could the Mets paid more? Absolutely. We don't know if they did or not.
I don't always agree with skaters, but I like it.
Yeah, JL.
I think he's going to be great. My only concern with him is that I feel like we could definitely see a second half wear down. I worry about his stamina going into the second half. We didn't get to see that, obviously. That's the only thing that if he can keep his energy going throughout the year, I think you're absolutely right. He's going to be the 300+ hitter in the lineup and be great. I just worry.
You can't say he's overworked. He's well rested. Come on.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It was that's what was throwing me off. When they were giving him a bunch of days off, I was like, what's that all about? What's going on there?
I'll tell you one thing Jung-Hoo Lee does superstar well. Great routes to the ball. Saw that
defense
when he was on there on the field
defense
last
is
year. Man, he can run and get it.
He's
like
spectacular.
I expect you're going to see more stolen base opportunities for him too, Eric. They got to get him running.
Well, when they ran him, he wasn't all that great, to be honest with you.
And
put the other bit on him, let him run.
He wasn't a base stealer in Korea.
I don't think
either.
he has quote unquote elite speed, but he's a good base runner. Let's say that. How about that?
I think he's fast. I just don't think some dudes just base stealing is not a thing. Like it just doesn't click for them. I think he's quick because obviously his outfield defense, right? But and his route running, which plays a big role into his success out there. But I think he's a fast, like a first to third, second to home type of guy easily. But I just don't think he gets good jumps. Like I don't think he's a good base stealer.
He's not a good base stealer. He's a good player. Senior says he's not a superstar. No, Jung-Hoo Lee's not a superstar. He's good. Yes.
Yeah.
No, he's a star. Though. He can be a star.
I think I would agree with that. I think I can't remember what tier list system it was, but there's like a tier list basically where it's like you're a good player, you're a great player, you're a star player, and then you're like a superstar. And I think he's in between that great and star. Somewhere in there.
So how many bases do you think that Jung-Hoo Lee, if you let him run wild, how many do you think he could steal? Legitimate in a season, a full season? 30? 35?
I think realistically 15 to 20.
See, I don't agree with that.
15 to 20 base stealer.
I don't agree with that. Are you saying he has the same value speed wise as Matt Chapman, who stole 15 last year?
That's exactly what I was getting at.
Yeah.
Because I think he's
fast.
I think
Old
he's
man
quick
Chapman?
enough.
Come on.
I think he's physically capable of stealing.
I just don't think he has that elite speed. I just don't think he does. He's fast, but he just doesn't have that. What do you want to call it? Base stealing speed? Is that what you want to say?
Maybe it's 0 to 60. Like it's just not as good as it needs to be. I don't know. There's something about him that doesn't click when it comes to stolen bases. And I hope I'm completely wrong, but his track record does not hold up to him being a base stealer.
They said he couldn't hit home runs. Game number 3, launched one at Petco. I was there.
That I was very impressed with.
So you get the full season, the at-bats, the home runs, the steals. I think he can be an all-around player. You talk about 5 tools. The guy's got
Yankee
everything.
King. I didn't say that. Come on, man. I didn't say I didn't want him.
I love Jung-Hoo Lee. I remember listening to his first
Never said
MLB
that.
home run.
All I said is they overpaid. That's all I said. Didn't say he was a bad player. Didn't say I didn't want him. Just said I think they overpaid for him.
And that's why this channel is based on our opinions, because I said they paid exactly what it took to sign him. I like it.
And he was one of the, in recent times, he's one of the very few players that when he went out and played and took at bats, I was legitimately excited to watch that at bat. Like every time he came up to the plate, I was like, oh my goodness, I can't wait to see what he does.
William, great stat line, great fact. But the first thing the guys are going to say, well, you didn't do
KBO.
KBO.
Didn't do it in Major League Baseball.
You're comparing apples to oranges, man.
Sorry, didn't do it in Major League Baseball.
Oh, dear God.
I think if a guy can play, he can play, Eric.
If he could hit 15 home runs in the major leagues, plus or minus however many, plus or minus 5, that would be a humongous W, because that means he's seeing the ball well, yanking the ball down the line. He needs to bat 300 and get doubles and triples.
So you're saying there's like a plus or 5 factor in there. So, okay, so we sign a pitcher who's 35 who's going to be 10-3, not 15-3.
Well, it'd be 10-8 if you want to go by that logic.
10-8.
Yeah, you said plus or minus.
No,
5.
It's Major League Baseball. He's not going to get the innings, so there's going to be a lot of no decisions. Don't give me that. So you're not doing your homework.
I'm just saying that I'd rather have Max Scherzer or Charlie Morton over
Max, old man Max, and old man Matt Chapman. Oh my geez, we're playing in the senior league now. I don't agree at all, man. Don't agree. Get one old pitcher who's 15-3, I can live with. Max, what do you think of Max Scherzer, Eric? You signing him?
Nope.
I'd rather take a risk on a 15-3 pitcher than a Max Scherzer.
Anyone know who that is?
I don't.
Anyone know?
He plays with Kuan, right? Or Kaboom? Kaboom?
Huh?
He plays for Kaboom. Don't you follow your Japanese pitching, Japanese league?
No, KBO.
Korea.
There you go.
Young Choi launched his 468th career home run to take over.
Oh, Sun
Young
Yup
Lee.
Lee.
Right? Okay.
Right.
You know where he's played his entire career?
Korea.
Korea. How come he never came to the MLB?
He likes Korea.
Boy.
Fair enough. Just saying. Just because you hit 22 home runs in 1 year in a KBO doesn't mean it translates. You got a guy who is the career home run king in Korea, has never stepped foot in the MLB.
Who cares?
But everyone wants to talk about how well you did in the freaking KBO. Right? Right. Everyone talks, oh, he's great in the KBO, so he's going to be fantastic in the MLB. Well, this guy is the home run king in the KBO, has not played one game in the MLB.
Maybe he doesn't want to come to America.
Okay, maybe. Oh, dude, come on. This is where you're going to
team-
get the big
has the
bucks.
team
How much do you think they're paying the KBO compared to MLB?
Has the team posted him?
If they're going to post a freaking Shohei Ohtani, they would post this guy. No?
Maybe
If they're
not if
gonna
he's got 468 career home runs.
If they're going to post Yamamoto and Sasaki, they would post this guy. Come on. Come on.
Like
That's
I
all
said,
I'm saying. It's
the
just
only
because
way
just because you have success in the KBO or the MPB does not always translate into the MLB. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
Skaters, they're doubt. Are you guys? There's a good question. Are you guys doubting Jung-Hoo Lee?
No,
not at all. I love
that's
Jung
not what
Lee.
I'm saying.
I can't
What
wait
you
to watch
can't do
him.
is you can't sit there. And
Why
say,
are you not doubting him?
Because in 2022 he had 22 home runs, so he's got to be a fantastic baseball player. No, you can't do that.
No, why?
Because a 35-year-old pitcher was 15-3, he's gonna be a Cy Young Award winner. No, you can't. You gotta have.
Are you doubting Jung-Hoo Lee?
No,
Why
No,
not?
I'm not.
Because I think he has potential.
His
All right, I think
upside-
the pitcher who's 15-3 has potential to help the.
He's 35 years old.
Yeah.
That's
So
25.
giant.
Here's the difference.
25,
is
35.
Exactly.
There's a difference, man.
Jung-Hoo Lee could suck for the next 3 years, and he's still in his prime, and he's got time to figure it out in the next 3 years after that. Whereas this guy, if he comes over, blows his shoulder out because he's pitched 140 innings, now you're stuck with a 35, almost 36-year-old with a blown out shoulder, learning
Dilly.
the MLB.
Dilly, I'm gonna tell you something. All right, and as my dad would
And that's
say,
another
Dilly,
thing. Thank you.
Wait a second. Hold
That's
on.
also-
I'm talking
yeah.
here. Hold on. Dilly,
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you something, and as my dad would tell me, I'm going to tell you, listen, because I'm only going to tell you one.
There you go.
Jung-Hoo Lee, great player.
Good player.
Agreed.
Great player. Eric, I'm doing the talking. You're doing the listening. Jung-Hoo Lee, great player. I don't care if he played in Australia or Korea or Japan or Russia. I don't care. Great player. Who picked the Yankees and the Dodgers to meet in the World Series and said the Dodgers would win the World Series? Huh?
Come on. Is
All
that
right.
really a stretch?
Where are we? Where's the
Come
correlation?
on.
I'm
What else
struggling to
is
draw the
The
going
line.
correlation is, I know what I'm talking about. I know my baseball.
Come on. Come on, man. Man.
And if you want to take a lesson, just tune in, hear what I got to say on a nightly basis. I put Eric in his place once in a while. I think they should sign this pitcher to a 1-year deal. See, roll the dice, man. Who've they signed so far? Nobody.
The Oracle.
Did we play 500 last year? No. How many years? What does it take to make the playoffs with this team?
What did I hear?
Roll the dice.
Hold on. Roll the dice. You want to roll the dice and you're talking about a 1-year deal. You know what that awfully sounds a lot like? A 1-year deal.
No.
I wonder who that sounds like. A 1-year deal. Let's take a flyer on a guy. Let's try figuring out this guy can work some magic. I've heard that before. 1-year deal. A 1-year deal. Where am I? Chat, can someone help me, please? Do we know anybody in the Giants organization that has signed a player to a 1-year deal? I wonder. A 1-year deal. That's not risk. If you want to risk, you're going to have to do a multi-year deal for the guy, but he's not worth it. I don't want a guy for 1 year. And then what are you going to do? Because you're not doing anything in 2025.
Are you looking forward to seeing Encarnacion play next year? You guys are all crapping on him.
So,
what are we doing? Sign a guy for the Mexican League. That'll never work.
I have never said
we'll see Encarnacion.
I think
he could be something.
He could his ceiling.
Come on, Billy. I was the only one on multiple channels who said,
True.
I can't wait to see this guy play. And everybody laughed. And they're like, we want nothing to do with a guy from the Mexican League.
I was not prevalently around during the time that he was called up and stuff like that on any of the shows that were going on. But I maintain the stance that, and I even told my dad when we were at the games, I was like, this dude looks like a baseball player. The same feeling that I got with Ramos is similar to what I have with Encarnacion. I think he has a lot of the raw tools available to him. I think he profiles as just a career DH.
We should call Robinson Cano. Oh man.
See, at least Eric and I think Eric and I differ from you on that. Dilly's saying Encarnacion's a career DH. I do not agree with that at all. The guy can swing the bat, man. He's a 300. He was almost, what did he bat this year, Eric? Almost a 300 hitter in the majors on a short. He didn't play a whole lot.
No, I think
but
it was like 250.
He's got a 340 average in the. So if you're saying he's a 340 hitter in Mexico, and we play by your rules, that means he's still going to bat about 270 in Major League Baseball by your standards. And don't say anything about signing these guys from 15-3 because he's 35-year-old, and then come on the show and go, well, Eric, Glenn, I told my dad he looks like a ball player. What?
You want to know what Encarnacion batted last year? 248.
What did he bat?
On base percentage was 277. So there is some work. He's got the power. Don't get me wrong.
When he makes
not just the power,
but he's got to work on his pitch selection, because if you're on base is about the same as your batting average, that means you're not taking any walks. So he's got to be a little bit more.
And
fair.
It's not a par on me saying career DH. I'm just saying that I think he reminds me so much of Marcell Ozuna. And from what you were telling me with his whole, he can bat 300 and whatever, the power's there. All of that screams Marcell Ozuna. And guess what Marcell Ozuna is
a DH.
And that's totally fine. That is 100%
he's got some power.
Yeah, that would be great. I would.
The guy can hit. That's the difference. The guy can hit.
Yeah, which is perfect.
I loved watching him swing the bat at Oracle this year.
He looks like he could be something.
Oh, by the way, the show's brought to you by BetterCreditCards.com. And on that note, on a much brighter note, have you guys all heard the news by now?
Christmas is coming to Giant Sports Talk Live. Be watching Giant Sports Talk Live beginning December 10th for the 12 days of Giant Sports Talk Christmas. We will announce one qualifier each night for 12 days. And on Christmas Eve, we will draw for a grand prize of a Barry Bonds jersey and 2 tickets to attend a Giants game with Glenn and Eric. To qualify, simply be watching Giant Sports Talk Live to pick a number between 1 and 12. Then, on Christmas Eve, Santa's elves, Glenn and Eric, will randomly choose the grand prize winner. The 12 days of Giant Sports Talk Christmas, coming December 10th to Giant Sports Talk Live, a Northern Lights Entertainment broadcasting station.
And what's going to happen is we're going to take you to the game, Eric and I. We're going to wait till that 15-3 pitcher is going to be, he's going to be on the mound that day. And every time Encarnacion comes up, gets a base hit, I'm going to go, see? I don't know if they're going to want to win the tickets, Eric, by the end of this.
By the way, you're a little bit.
You're sitting right next to me.
You were still talking as you cued the video. Yeah. You're just a little bit early, but yeah, it should be a lot of fun.
Anyway, I'm not without taking risk when it's gotten
I'm
to be
all about. Hey,
gotten to desperate times, guys. It's gotten desperate times.
But you see, look where we're going. We're actually arguing about a 35-year-old pitcher from the NPB.
And then
arguing about Encarnacion, and these guys aren't going to do a damn thing for the San Francisco Giants.
Yeah, if you want to
damn thing, man. Look. Let's talk about guys who are actually going to make the Giants something. Maybe like Sasaki. By the way, what is that? Was that John Heyman? You said that reported that?
Yeah.
Got to be careful with Heyman. Got to be careful with Heyman.
I mentioned that in the show earlier today. I said at least it's out there.
Yep.
Yeah,
we take it with a grain of salt, but at least
it's
publicly out there. We got some talking points now.
Any news? Yeah.
He likes Snell back to the Giants, Eric. Giants, Dodgers, or the Angels. Maybe. And he says the Giants would have the edge. They're the front runner.
Why wouldn't they extended him? And I wonder why that wouldn't have gone down. If it was meant to be, they had him. Why didn't they extend him?
Yeah.
Why do you think? Right? To me, it just doesn't seem. Just seems weird.
Oh, skaters back in, Eric. I know.
Hey, it's all good, man.
No matter who we throw out there, he's not coming.
Yeah, it's probably not. Look, there's again, I've said this before, 99% chance he doesn't sign, but I'm giving it the old college try for that 1%.
Do we have anything wagered, Eric? Jung-Hoo Lee, at least the senior remembers 326.
What was the wager?
He's going to be a 300 hitter next year.
326.
I said he's going to bat. I picked 326. I think he's a 300 hitter next year, and I did predict that Yamamoto wins the Cy Young next year.
That's right. You said Yamamoto wins the Cy Young. You said Jung-Hoo Lee is going to bat 326. Can't remember what else you said. I think that was it.
And Eric says that Juan Soto is going to be a Giant.
If I'm being completely honest, I don't truthfully know where I honestly think Juan Soto is going to be at. Like, if I was going to be like just completely unbiased and just pick a team that I think is most likely to sign them, I don't know that I could do that. I think, I just don't know. Obviously you have the Yankees and the Mets as perceived front runners, but I don't think that a team like the Red Sox are going to be too far off either. In my heart of hearts, I think outside of, and I've said it before, outside of the Giants signing him, I would think it would be amazing for the Nationals to sign him. He goes back to being a National.
That would be nuts.
I think I would prefer that.
Do you see the Nationals paying that much?
I don't know. I don't think
again,
so.
It's
hard to say.
I'm making it easy, guys. He's just gonna go whoever pays the most. That's it.
Yep.
I don't think it matters the status of the team. To be honest with you, I think it's gonna just come down to money.
Money.
Yeah.
Now, if the Yankees and the Mets offer the same, and they're both at the top, then you might want to determine, what direction the clubs are going.
Yamamoto, Cy Young. Give him a year, man. Healthy. And same with Jung-Hoo. Let's see him a year. See what kind of numbers he puts up if he surprises us on the base pads. Going to be a big year for him, Eric.
Who's that?
Something to look at. Jung-Hoo.
We'll see. Again, he's coming off shoulder surgery. You got to be careful. Just saying, when you're coming off surgery, everything may not be how it's supposed to be. Just Understand that if he's suffering a little bit in the season next year, understand he is coming back from shoulder surgery.
SF, if Logan Webb is a dark horse for the Cy Young, I wish him well. Win the Cy Young somewhere else, man. Let's trade that guy.
But you want to sign a 35-year-old. Come on, man. You want to trade Webb, but you want to sign a 35-year-old. We're going down that path again. I got to stop.
I'm going to argue with you. I'm not going to argue. My mind's made up, man.
Put Turd's comment out. What do we got here?
Let's see if we agree on this, Eric. Are the San Francisco Giants a shit show?
Ooh. I wouldn't say a shit show. I don't think they're quite to the shit show.
No?
No, they're not to the
not
shit
quite.
show.
When our lowest bar is 500, that's not a low bar. Like you're not
Chicago White Sox is
exactly. That is a complete dumpster.
That is
wait a second. Hold on a second. Now we're
gonna bring this back.
I make some entertaining takes on this show. But you're saying 500 baseball is not a low bar? 500 baseball does not make you play 500 baseball the next 20 years, you're not making the playoffs.
If
that's not a shit show.
No, if that's your
losing
season,
over 100 games is a shit show.
If the worst season you have is plus or minus 4 games under or above 500, that your team is not an absolute disaster. You're not the A's, you're not the White Sox, you're not insert the Colorado Rockies, something like that. We could be much worse, and I feel like we sometimes take that for granted. Now, don't get me wrong, 500 baseball sucks to watch sometimes,
yes,
and it's not a good feeling. But it could be the Rockies, like we could be that level. The Diamondbacks from 4 or 5 years ago
could be the freaking. I mean, goodness, all these teams. You got even the Nationals to a certain extent, but they're on the upswing. But you got Chicago, you got the Marlins.
The Royals
A's,
in 2023.
Look what the Royals did in 1 year. Look what they did in 1 year.
They flipped the whole script, but they were on par with the A's being that terrible.
All right. So again, I'm not in here just to crap on everything you guys say, but I think this organization this year, this 24 season was a shit show. You had guys who we should have been playing who weren't. Guys who were shuttled in, played 2 games, pinch hitting, mind you. And then back to Sacramento.
No, I agree.
We had Jung-Hoo hurt after less than a month of the season. It was a complete and utter disaster and a shit show, in my opinion. I call it a shit show. You call it what you want. I think the whole season was just a fucking dumpster fire, and that just is the way it is.
Okay, here we go, though. Yes, the philosophy
I didn't mean to say fucking. I'm just getting wound up.
It's all good, man. Hey, we're here on YouTube. We got nothing to worry about here. Just don't do it.
I do it here. I do it on the radio. It just comes out. I get it will too. The more you say it, the more it'll just
the crack in the dam.
But yes, the philosophy was absolutely atrocious. But 500, it's bad. But like I'm just saying, it could be a lot worse. Look at Turd. I'd be willing to wager that Ohtani hits more homers at Oracle as a visitor than Jung-Hoo Lee hits all season at Oracle. He may be onto something.
That
he may be onto something.
That might not be crazy far off.
Oh, I don't think. Come on.
Do you think Jung-Hoo gets inside the Parker this year at Oracle?
Hold on just a sec, Eric.
I'm
going to mark the time. I'm going to write this one down. I'm writing that one down for next season. You know, I have my little notebook after the show. I put
yeah. There we go.
Ohtani will hit more home runs at Oracle as a visitor next year than Jung-Hoo Lee hits at Oracle all season. I'll take that bet. I will take that bet.
There we go.
All right.
Come on, man. You give me 80. I'll take the 80 games, man. Holy cow.
There we go.
Yeah, I don't see him dropping any coin on that, though, do I?
Oh, he will.
That's not a bad wager. I kind of like that because that could be close. I could see that being pretty close.
Honestly, it could be close.
That could be pretty close.
That could be close.
Because he would have to be just a straight pull and lift hitter down that right field line.
Marcus said he'd take the bet.
I don't know if I'd take that. I think that'd be too close for my liking.
Close?
Yeah.
How many games is Ohtani playing at Oracle next year, Eric? What does he play? Like 9, 10?
Somewhere around there.
Well,
So
this
you
is what I'm thinking.
You give me 10 Otanis and you give me 80, was it 81?
81.
Jung-Hoos. I'll take Jung-Hoos.
If
8 to 1 odds, factor in that Ohtani's a better home run hitter, but he's going to get 10. So what's that? He'll get 40 at-bats as opposed to Jung-Hoo Lee's 300 something. I'll take Jung-Hoo Lee. Come on.
Think so?
If I figured that he's going to hit 15 home runs next year, let's say he hits 15 home runs next year. If Ohtani hits 3,
just cracked open a cold one myself.
If he hits 3 at Oracle next year, and that's modest, three home runs at Oracle, how many of Jung-Hoo Lee's 15 home runs are going to be at Oracle? Let's
say argument's sake half, and there you go.
So yeah, that's bull.
Anyway, why are we having this stupid argument here?
It's just a speculation.
See, we brought Dilly on. What happened to the whole moral of this show, Eric? This is all about rebuilding. You don't agree with how I'm going to rebuild.
Well, we did a pretty good hour on that. That was about a good hour we did on that. So
yeah,
we're good.
Love you too, SF.
Right on. Speaking of home runs, hey, you know what?
Ooh, Skater says he'd bet me $100.
Ooh, there we go. Hey, speaking of home runs, you know who's going to hit a lot of home runs next year? Full season. There we go.
Right on.
Ramos. Okay, let me see.
And before we sign off for the night shortly, I just want to say, Eric, that I know the long shots, and I know nobody's going to agree with signing the 15-3 pitcher and a 1.67 ERA. But Eric, the Giants have done nothing whatsoever, especially nothing at all yet this offseason. They've showed me nothing in the last half a dozen years to prove to me we're going to bring in anything other. So at least give me something to get excited about, cheer for the underdog.
Mm-hmm.
I want something to be, when they brought up, I'll tell you, I really jumped on that bandwagon with Encarnacion. Why? I looked forward to go to the ballpark, see what he'd do.
Because the rest of the club wasn't doing a whole lot, right?
And I know we cheer on, let's bring in Soto and let's bring in Eric. They have a poor track record of bringing in anybody who's going to help.
100%.
So until I see it, let me have some fun. Let me get some guys I can cheer on. All right.
Fair enough.
I agree.
All right, guys. You guys about ready to close this down, Glenn?
I am all set, man. I just sent you a message in private chat. Says I'm ready to sign it. We've been on for Eric and I every night before the show say no more than 2 hours. So we're at 2:22 right now.
Yeah, we're good now.
And I did the hour earlier, so we're going on fumes. And my team, did you hear my team lost today, Dilly?
I did not.
Ah, Christ. I don't know why. Listen,
team?
You know what? What?
Your football team?
Yeah.
Yeah, Canadian football.
The fifth straight year in the championship game known as the Grey Cup. This is the 111th year they've had this Grey Cup.
Dang.
And they've gone to the final 5 years now. They've won the first 2 of the 5. We've lost 3 in a row. We got, what did I say the final score was, Eric? Do I want to share it once again?
40-20 something.
Yeah. Would you believe the final score was Toronto 41, Winnipeg 24. Zach Collaros, our quarterback, I believe Collaros, he was a Cincinnati Bearcat. Committed to Cincinnati or Oregon, one of the two. Broke his finger. They had to stitch him up. He came back with a glove on. He couldn't get anything. I was just terrible. terrible exhibition of a game. I know some guys who flew over to British Columbia to see the game. We were all disappointed after. They would text me and crying in their beers, and I'm having a Pepsi in honor of them. And it always makes me wonder. After, we always come back. Isn't that the truth about at least, our Giants, my Winnipeg Blue Bombers, the 49ers, freaking suck. I lose another Grey Cup, but you know what? I'll be going to the games next year again.
Yep.
I'll be cheering them on. It takes a little, the pain will eventually subside.
That's what the offseason's for.
It's that part. Yes, that's right. It's part of being a fan, I guess. They let you down. Let you down. I mean, if this was somebody like Eric or Dilly or somebody in my life and you kept letting me down, I just wouldn't come back. It's like a bad girlfriend. She keeps letting you down. Are you going to keep coming back? But what is it about sports? We keep going back for more, right, Eric?
Yeah.
That may be the take of the night. I do say so myself.
There you go.
Got a point. Thanks, San Diego. All right, Dilly. Hey, thanks for showing it up. We'll talk again, man.
For sure. Absolutely. It was
Thanks, Dilly. Thanks, buddy.
All right, there was the great Dilly.
We're stressing great. You get Dilly on this show. Earlier, I had Chardol. There's something not fair about that. Although I did see Can I come on the show? I saw it too late. He wanted to come on and talk to you, Eric, but we'll save that for another night. Guys, bringing it in the chat tonight. We had a lot of fun. There was a diversification of chat. They were talking with us, talking amongst themselves. Guys were getting heated. Guys have their opinions. And that's what we love about doing this show with you guys.
Absolutely. All right, guys. Again, thanks for another great night of spirited talking Giants baseball. Again, we're kind of in the beginning here. We're talking about a potential rebuild if there would be one. And then, of course, we just got into some other things as well, man. We'll see what happens. Again, November 17th. There's a lot more off-season ahead. Who knows where it will go. But we'll be here.
Maybe if they don't do anything. Maybe if, another 2 or 3 weeks go by, we can revisit this same topic, Eric, and try to figure out what a rebuild really would be. And when we try to talk about that off the start of the show, what is a rebuild? To what degree? Like trades.
Who knows?
Go all young guys in the hell with it and worry about 6 years from now. We don't know that. Do you think before we sign off, Eric, I was thinking about this last night after we signed off. Do you think in the Giants boardroom, they have the plans? You going to build an apartment? You have your plans, those big blue pages all lined up. You know what you're going to do. Do you think the plans are in place? Do you think the Giants have the plans in place and we just don't know what they are?
I'm sure it is. Come on. I got to be, right? It's got to be.
It got to be, or you're hoping?
Got to be. There's got to be, man. We can't. Come on. No way. It's not that bad. If it was that bad, we'd be if you'd asked me if the Chicago White Sox had a plan, probably not. But there's got to be something. I think the plan just didn't work. I'm talking about under Farhan. So I'm guessing Posey is taking care of whatever needs to be taken care of. Let's see what happens.
One last take before we head on out of here. Don't forget.
Dude, I'm telling you now, I don't know how much longer I can go. This shit is itching the living shit up. You may see me in a couple of days clean shaven because this is getting absolutely nuts.
Eric, let me say goodnight to the guys and we'll sign it out of here. Thanks to our sponsors. Thanks to the guys in the chat. We'll see you tomorrow night at 8 o'clock.
Christmas is coming to Giant Sports Talk Live. Be watching Giant Sports Talk Live beginning December 10th for the 12 days of Giant Sports Talk Christmas. We will announce one qualifier each night for 12 days, and on Christmas Eve, we will draw for a grand prize of a Barry Bonds jersey and 2 tickets to attend a Giants game with Glenn and Eric. To qualify, simply be watching Giant Sports Talk Live to pick a number between 1 and 12. Then, on Christmas Eve, Santa's elves, Glenn and Eric, will randomly choose the grand prize winner. The 12 days of Giant Sports Talk Christmas, coming December 10th to Giant Sports Talk Live, a Northern Lights Entertainment broadcasting station.
Not yet. No, not yet. Hold on. Here we go. Guys, we'll see you tomorrow night, 8 o'clock. Don't forget. Juan Soto could be coming. Come on, man. Let's go.
You've been watching Giant Sports Talk Live with Eric and Glenn, a Northern Lights Entertainment Broadcasting production.